Hey everybody, the Reeswerrel here, and welcome back to more Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice. Okay, it's time to start. Case 4. Oh, wait. If I do continue, what happens? Oh, wait, no. Episode select. No, because if I went on continue, it wouldn't show the opening cutscene. Granted, it wasn't exactly much, but even still. Whoop. There it is. Turnabout Storyteller. Alright, let's go. From what I've read about this case, I don't know like anything about what happens. But I do know it's the shortest case in the game. And it's... I don't know if they said it was shorter than the tutorial case. Probably, because the tutorial case was fairly long. Yeah. But apparently it's about 3 hours. So... let's find out. And if it is 3 hours, I'm most definitely going to get through it in one go. But it's a really short scene. Wait.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What time is it? It's 9.
I'm confused. I'm almost certain there was supposed to be noodles in that scene, but there wasn't. It should have showed him eating something, but he didn't, so I'm confused. She's so dead now, do you think? Oh no, if he did it, then what do we do? Hey, put yourself together. Don't worry, I have an idea. Okay. We're off to a fantastic start if that was bugged. It just looked fairly odd. Especially with the slurping. I'm like, okay, he's supposed to be eating? So what did this actually say? Because I didn't realise it went on its own. Okay, so it was no, do you think he did it? Okay. Defendant lobby number 6. What the heck? Who brings a defendant to his own trial late? Plus, the request was so last minute, I didn't even have a chance to talk with my client. He's late for a very important date. Okay. My name is Athena Sykes. Oh, this is the first... goddamn. Wait. No, this is not the first time. I'm very confused. No, we had Athena on the second case. With the magic... what is it? The magic show. Yeah, Athena was with us, so I don't know why they're doing the introduction. My name is Athena Sykes. Armed with analytical psychology and a full arsenal of legal know-how. I'm a fully competent defender of the Right Anything Agency. Though I wish my client would show up already, the trial's about to start. Okay. Oh, here they are. Huh. It appears we made it just in time. Where have you been? The trial's about to start, Simon. Oh, Blackwell! Oh my god, he's like on our side now? What? You needn't get so worked up, Athena. His baldness can wait. There's no way he'd wait for me. Besides, why would I want to start off on the wrong foot with him right out of the gate? Dealing with such matters is part of being a lawyer, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, well, covering for your lateness is not. Hey, Cyborg Man. I like this game too. I like this series. It's an incredible game. Still but a rank amateur, I see. This is Simon Blackwell. Hey! Oh, it's so weird. He might not look it, but he's actually a prosecutor and a psychology specialist. He and I go way back. As for our shared specialization in psychology, we're both disciples of the same person, so to speak. But he's kind of my senior, I guess. But twisted sense of humor or no, I wish he'd stop treating me like a child all the time. What do you mean the supernatural stuff? Do you mean like the divination seance and stuff? Where they talk to the ghosts? Or... not that they don't talk to the ghosts. They essentially find out what the last moments of a spirit, essentially. So where are Right Dono and Justice Dono? Okay, yeah, I can understand that. I like the divination seance. It's like a new... I like that it's something new, instead of just the usual stuff. Especially considering you're going to the land of spirit channeling. It makes sense. Mr. Wright is abroad and Apollo is helping Jersey with her magic show. I mean, yeah, it's not lawyer stuff, but to be fair, Kharine's a place that outcasts lawyers. The divination seance is what they had as opposed to lawyers. Because they thought it was, the truth. They thought there was no way it could be wrong. Until we came along. Didn't I tell you? The what? So neither one of them are here, leaving you to take this on alone? Yep. Ye gods. Call Wright Dono back. It's not too late. Oh no, not too late at all. He would only need to know how to teleport. Very well. Then I will settle for Justice Dono. Go grab him by the horns and drag him here. Apollo is literally in the middle of a show, Simon. You may not want to admit it, but I've got what it takes to take on this case. Just leave this to me and go watch from the gallery. As your defense derails in spectacular fashion. No, as I win the heck out of this trial. There's no... I'm just like, there's no way he's gonna be on our side of the bench. That'd be badass. I'll be okay, promise. So wipe that look off your face already, will you? Anyway, I take it the guy behind you is... Yeah, he's your... client. He's asleep again. Hoi, Bucky. Wake up. Oh, Jesus, damn. So, Bucky. What'd you do that for, Simey? Oh god, is he pissed? Oh, wow. Who's this yellow chickadee? Am I playing on 3DS? No. The game would not look nearly as good if this was on 3DS. This is the Android version. Because it looks a whole lot better than 3DS. She is your lawyer. Such as it were, I'd say she's more green than yellow, however. Lawyer? She sure doesn't look it, does she? Is she like your fellow apprentice or something? Heh, something like that. I've known her longer than I've known you. You could say we're bound to one another. Oh, okay. Well then. Jesus. Guess I better call her Ms. Chickadee then. Oh. Simon, this guy's not only rude, but he's 3 sheets to the wind at his own trial. I know we just met, but I'm about ready to give him a piece of my mind. Do as you will, just save it for after the trial. Ms. Chickadee. Don't call me that. How do you do? Simon here's an old friend of mine. I'm the 4th generation head chef of Wet Soba. Oh, the Wet Noodle. Wet Noodle number 4, Bucky Wet. Nice to meet you. It's nice to meet you too, Mr. Wet. So he can pull himself together when he wants to. If only the trial wasn't starting in a few minutes. Having been accused of a murder that only occurred yesterday, I'm afraid it's taken a toll on the poor boy. And you happened to be there at the theatre when it all happened too, right? They said they found a Rakugo storyteller murdered in his dressing room. Indeed. The victim, master storyteller Taifu Tonaido, whatever, was a long-time patron of Wet Soba. Master Tonaido had been looking after Bucky ever since Wet Noodle number 3 passed away. I see. So the victim was kind of like a father to the defendant, huh? That stupid old fart. Like a father? No way. He was always dissing my soba. How dare you speak ill of him? Running your mouth like that is why they suspected you of his murder in the first place. Now pull yourself together. Number 3 must be rolling in his grave. Aw. But Simey... The police, none of them believes me. They won't listen to me. My god. It's really hard to decipher what he's saying. Looks like he's still in shock from the whole ordeal. Don't worry, Mr. Wet. Everything's gonna be alright. I'm gonna defend you with everything I've got. You're in good hands now. You mean, you believe me, ma'am? Of course. No matter what, I'll believe in you to the very end. Gee whiz, Miss Chickadee. Now come on, I need you to shape up. Just like those al dente noodles of yours. Or al dente. Not entirely sure. Yes, ma'am. My soba is the freshest. Oh god. Oh dear. No vomit, please. Did he just collapse? Mr. Wet. Ah, Bucky, you great big pillock. Ha ha ha. So, how exactly do you know this guy? I used a frequent wet soba, and still do in fact. So I've known him since he was a lad. That's why his father and Master Tonido were always so good to me. I didn't know you liked soba so much, Simon. I wouldn't expect one such as you, who eats meat slapped between slabs of bread, to understand the delicate taste, and the subtle texture imparted by buckwheat flour. Hey, that's just rude. But I digress. I'm all about flavour and subtlety and stuff. If I let wet soba end like this, I'll never be able to face number 3 on Master Tonido in the next life. Ah, I see. And that's why you came to me. You wanted somebody you could trust. It was never my intention to ask you. Wow. I'll show him. I'll show him I can handle it just fine. Well, I believe it's just about time. What? But we haven't even properly discussed the case yet. What's the matter? You look nervous, Athena. Don't tell me you're chickadee-ing out. I'm just trembling with the excitement of battle, that's all. Auf geht's. Let's do this. Come on, Mr. Wet. Get up off the floor. We've got a case to win. Yes, Miss Chickadee. I'm gonna do my best.
Wet soba. Wet soba.
Whoa.
Wet soba. Wet soba. Wet soba.
That's weird. It's his phone. Yellow, 2 bowls of noodles. Sorry, sir, no can do. Kinda busy at the courthouse. Huh? They hung up. What is that pose? Okay, let's do this. He's not going to do himself or his case any favours like this, Simon. Maybe we should let him go get some rest somewhere. Let me rest? Huh. Maybe if I were a lump of regular flour dough for udon noodles. What? But I'm fresh like my soba. They don't let soba dough rest. It's all about the 3 freshes. Grind the buckwheat seeds fresh, cut the dough fresh, and boil the noodles fresh. And he collapses again. Oh boy. What on earth? He's blacked out. Good. Oh boy. I just knew something like this would happen. Simon, what are these three freshes of soba he was talking about? First, buckwheat seeds, or groats, are ground to make buckwheat flour. Then dough made with this flour is cut with a large rectangular knife into noodles. And finally, the buckwheat noodles are boiled. Each step is done immediately, one after the other, so that the soba is fresh when eaten. Ah, so that's what he meant. I wouldn't want him to make me any soba right now, though, that's for sure. Athena, this is no time for idle chatter. You need to get into the courtroom, now. Just remember, as a prosecutor, I will be unable to lend you a hand. So don't expect any help from my quarter. There you go, treating me like I'm incompetent again. For your information, I wasn't planning on asking you for help anyway. Just you wait, Simon. I'll show you. Yeah, we'll kick your ass. We beat you in Dual Destinies, so I don't want to hear it. Mr. Wright and Apollo may not be here, but that's alright. I can do this on my own. No, it was the case where Athena literally took the lead. It was case 4, I think? No, it wasn't. It was case 3. The one that took place in a school. Yeah, which I believe that was case 3. Because case 4 and case 5 of Dual Destinies tied into one another. Well, there was essentially like a continuation. Day 1. All rise. Oh, it's Sad Maddie. Court is now in session for the trial of Bucky Wet. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is fully prepared, Your Honor. What's this? No prayer this time, Prosecutor Sad Maddie? That is correct, Your Honor. To expedite these proceedings, I completed them beforehand in the lobby. How very thoughtful of you. By the way, what brings you back to this country? Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth himself called me to handle this case. Besides, I have a debt to repay. And though my opponent is yet a callow thing, I have no qualms with sending her down to hell. Jeez. Ho-ho! If you have a score to settle, it's with Apollo, not me. But more importantly, I am not a callow thing. I'm a qualified and capable attorney. Then what is that yellow attire, if not proof of your immaturity, you small spring chick? Wow. Now cease your shrill chirping. Now, Prosecutor said Marty. She is still only a teenager. Please go easy on her. Oh my god. Great. Now even the judge is giving me the kid treatment. Very well. Shall we begin, Your Honour? Yes, I suppose we should. Now then, Prosecutor said Maddie, please give your opening statement. I'll show them what I can do. They'll be sorry they underestimated me. Certainly. Let the last rites of the victim commence. With the long-ass scroll. The incident is believed to have occurred at around 4 PM yesterday, May 12th. At a storyteller's theatre called Kurukuru Tei. The victim was a great master of the Tonaido school of Rakugo, or comedic storytelling. His name was Taifu Tonaido. And it's maybe Tornado, maybe. It probably would be Nado. Taifu Tornado? Oh, like Typhoon Tornado. Probably. I don't fucking know. The scene of the murder was the theatre's dressing room. It is accessible via the staff entrance hallway and has an inner and outer sliding door. Wait, so we got a backstage diagram. Diagram of the backstage area showing the location of the stage, the dressing room, and the yard. Oh. Like how it shows a doghouse too. The estimated time of death is between 2 PM and 5 PM. The cause of death is suffocation, though how the victim suffocated is yet to be determined. The autopsy found nothing unusual in his lungs or stomach, and there is no murder weapon. Oh. I will now submit the incident report to the court. Crime scene! Crime took place in the theatre dressing room. It'd be Tornado. Yeah, I think I'll just go with Tornado. Was found with his face thrust into a large soba bowl. Nice. Ah, and his autopsy report. Cause of death is suffocation. How very interesting. Prosecutor said, Marty, how can you name Mr. Wet as the culprit? When you don't know the victim was killed? Or even with what? Or how the victim was killed? While it is true that the weapon and precise method are, as yet, unknown, the accused is the only one who had the opportunity to commit the murder. I will explain this assertion in further detail as we continue. Yeah, I guess this means he has some kind of evidence to present. Now, would the accused care to plead his case? Yeah. Come to think of it, where is the defendant, Miss Sykes? Sorry, Your Honour, but I'm afraid Mr. Wet isn't feeling very well and is resting in the infirmary. Surely it is the lack of a clear conscience that impedes him from facing this court. Great, starting off on the wrong foot already. Mr. Wet is the head chef of a soba shop frequented by the victim. On the day of the incident, Mr. Wet went to the theatre at the victim's request. Taifu Tornado was a connoisseur of soba, as you can see in these photographs. He was apparently making soba himself in his dressing room that very day. The soba found at the scene is likely the soba he himself made there. Ah. Liking soba is one thing, but making it in a theatre dressing room's a bit much, no? Bum 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 bum. Mr. Tornado truly had a passion for soba, didn't he? For a man like that to be murdered by a soba chef is simply unthinkable. And yet the accused had ample motive. For in the victim's safe, we discovered the deed to the accused's shop. Mr. Wet was to inherit Wet Soba when he lost his father recently. However, it's believed the victim stole the shop's deed during the transfer process. The prosecution believes the accused killed the victim in order to get the deed back. So, Wet Sober Deed. Found in the victim's possession is the deed for the sober shop. The deed holder is Bucky Wet. A murder over the deed of a shop. That does sound like a plausible motive. Of course. So that's what this case is about. I wish Simon had filled me in a little better. I could have contributed more than just 1,000 buckets of cold sweat if he had. Defense? From your demeanour, I gather you know very little about the details of this case. Well, you see... You are dishonouring the soul of the victim by appearing in the courtroom unprepared. Oh god, is he going to throw those at us? Throw them at us? Never mind. You are an embarrassment to your profession, you putrid egg yolk. Ah, boy. I'm an egg yolk. I'm sorry. Apollo's a red pepper, and now I'm an egg yolk? We've only just started and I've already been demoted from spring chick. I am ready to call my witness, Your Honour. Okay. Who is it? Let us listen to the words of one who was present when the crime was discovered. Someone who was there when the victim's body was found. Okay. Very well. Witness, please take the stand. Wait. Oh god, of course. It's Simon! Son of a bitch. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Simon Blackwell, prosecutor. Hey, his theme. Prosecutor Blackwell. You didn't tell me you were going to take the stand. There simply wasn't time. What a shame, Prosecutor Blackwell. Had you shared the damning scene you witnessed beforehand with the defense, we could have moved this trial along and saved the victim's soul that much faster. Damning scene? What in the world did Simon see? Prosecutor Sad Marty, was it? Before I give my testimony, there's something I'd like to confirm. By all means. Oh, pardon me. This case involves rakugo, a very traditional form of Japanese comedic storytelling. Do you have enough knowledge of this art form to handle the case competently? Are you implying that I am not qualified for this case? Not yet. I am simply trying to ascertain your familiarity with the topic. For now. It is a prosecutor's duty to learn the background of any case he takes on. I did some research on rakugo last night, and I've grasped the overall idea of it. How much could you possibly grasp in a single night? Okay. Rakugo is a form of entertaining storytelling that originated in the land of Japan. In it, the storyteller sits alone on the stage with only a fan and a towel as... And the rakugo artist tells long, whimsical stories, giving each character a distinct voice. This traditional art was originally invented by monks to make sermons more interesting. Okay. Are you satisfied? If not, I could explain the 12 types of endings to such stories. Or shall I perform the famous story of... Is it Jugemu? Or Jugemu? Instead. It appears you have put in a bit of study. Your acknowledgement is most welcome, Prosecutor Blackwell. I can see why you are known for being quite thorough in your research, Prosecutor. Now, I would love to see you perform that story you mentioned, if you don't mind. If that is your honoured request. Oh my god, really? Thank God. Oh damn, we did a double slap. Your Honour, could we please get back to the trial? Oh, right, of course. I nearly forgot. Seriously? Of all the things for you to forget. Now then, back to the case. Prosecutor Blackwell, please tell this court what you witnessed. There we go. My goodness. What Simon saw. I went to the theatre yesterday, and arrived at approximately 4 PM. I went straight to Master Tonido's dressing room to say hello. I'm gonna end up calling him Tornado, whatever. Bucky went into the dressing room thereafter, only to come storming out a while later. Master Tornado's junior disciple, Uendo, Jesus, apparently then entered the room soon after. That's when Uendo discovered Master Tornado's body. Oh. Now wait just a minute here, Prosecutor Blackwell. With testimony like that, you're practically accusing Mr. Wet of the crime. All I can do is state what I saw. I can't help how it appears. But a qualified and capable attorney such as you should be able to dispatch with it. Right? Well, yeah, duh. Alright. I guess I'd better start by getting all the info out of him that I can. Huh. Okay, so now we're just pressing everything, I guess. Oh yeah, wait, it changes to the attorney badge. I went to the theatre yesterday, yeah. Hold it! Prosecutor Blackwell, what did you go to the theatre for in the first place? I went because I had received an invitation from Master Tornado. Here, see for yourself. It was a special show commemorating his junior disciple Uendo's promotion. It was also an occasion to announce the boy's succession to the stage name of Uendo 2, Electric Boogaloo. So what exactly does it mean to succeed to a stage name? You really don't know, do you? In the performing arts, a name succession is when an artist inherits a predecessor's name. I see. So there was another Uendo Rakugo artist before, and this disciple succeeded him, huh? What exactly did your invitation say? It contained a simple letter of salutations, and an outline of the show's program. Oh! It appears that Taifu Tornado was going to perform Toki Soba or Time Soba. He's famous for his masterful pantomime of eating soba using only his fan as a prop. And Uendo was to perform Soba Sei or Soba Glutton, a soba-themed show, I see. It seems you know a thing or two about Rakugo yourself, your baldness. The first to perform was the senior disciple, Gairu, followed by Uendo. And lastly, Master Tornado, whatever. Invitation. So the invitation Simon received from Master Tornado to the show commemorating Uendo's name succession and promotion. I see, so that's why you happened to be at the Storytellers Theatre yesterday. So what happened after you arrived? Ba-bum, ba-bum, bum. I went straight to Master Tornado's dressing room to say hello. And how did Master Tornado appear when you said hello to him? I went with the intention of greeting him, but ultimately we didn't actually meet. You didn't see him? Why not? Gairu escorted me to the dressing room, but we heard the sound of Rakugo being performed from within. Thinking the master was rehearsing, we decided to wait in the hall until he was done. You heard Rakugo being performed in the dressing room. Yes, not just me, but Gairu as well. In other words, you can confirm that the victim was still alive at around 4 PM. Correct. I couldn't hear him clearly through the doors, but I'm sure it was Master Tornado. God. I could tell because it was the time sober routine being performed in there. So that means the victim was killed sometime after that. Bum 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 bum. Bucky went into the dressing room thereafter, only to come storming out a while later. Please tell us in detail how Mr. Wet appeared at that time. Gairu and I were waiting in the hallway for Master Tornado to finish practicing, when Bucky appeared and entered the dressing room with his things. What happened after that? We heard what sounded like Bucky shouting inside the room. About 10 minutes later, Bucky came back out of the dressing room looking rather irate. This is most likely when the murder was committed. The victim was an elderly man. It would have been entirely possible to kill him within the span of 10 minutes. Ugh. I'd better come up with some kind of counter-argument, and fast. Right. Mr. Tornado's junior disciple Owendo apparently then entered the room soon after. What do you mean by apparently? Didn't you see him go in? No, I couldn't. I wasn't able to see the dressing room door from where I was standing at the time. But Gairu was right in front of it, so I'm sure she saw it all. I see. What do you suppose Owendo went to the dressing room anyway? He had just finished his routine, so he was making a courtesy call. A disciple is to pay their master respect right before and after each performance. And all disciples are expected to do this. Yes, it's common courtesy among Rakugo artists. Bum 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 bum. I see. Could you tell us what happened after Owendo went into the dressing room? Certainly. Okay. I was gonna say, why did his expression change? That's when Owendo discovered Mr. Tornado's body. But how did Owendo act at the time? After Owendo had been in the dressing room for 2 or 3 minutes, we heard a scream from inside the room, and Owendo came flying out. Did you hear any signs of a struggle at that time? No, just Owendo's woeful scream. I see. That's everything. Well done, Prosecutor Blackwell. Your testimony has given us quite a glimpse into the sequence of events. Thank you, Prosecutor Blackwell. And now, please allow me to summarize your testimony. While Prosecutor Blackwell and Gairu were in the hallway waiting for Master Tornado, the accused came along and entered the dressing room with some items in tow. He was heard shouting for a time inside the dressing room, and about 10 minutes later he came back out of the room seeming rather angry. Ooh. A short time after the accused had come and gone, Owendo Tornado went into the room. A few minutes later, after having discovered the victim's body, Owendo gave a scream, and came running out into the hallway from within. Ah! Prosecutor Blackwell and Gairu then ran into the room and saw the body for themselves. Right, this doesn't look too good. From the circumstances, it's quite clear that the accused murdered the victim. This is crucial testimony indeed. So his statements. Simon's eyewitness account on the time of the incident. Or of the time of the incident. Defense. An eyewitness has given conclusive testimony. Why not let it all go now and allow the victim his last rites? Not on your life. If Owendo went into the dressing room too, and was the first to discover the body, then who's to say he didn't commit the crime? Owendo was in the dressing room for a mere 2, perhaps 3 minutes. He could not have possibly committed murder in that time, nor without making any noise. Ah, Simon, why did you have to give that awful testimony? Prosecutor Blackwell, can't you give me something a little better to work with here? Isn't it up to you to ask the right questions? I am certainly willing to tell you all that I know. So, if you truly are as capable as you claim, then draw out what you need yourself. This is no time for your twisted games, Prosecutor Blackwell. Just admit you don't remember it all that well. Dear me. Oh. Prosecutor Blackwell. Watching you collude with the defense like this, I see that you are no prosecutor. Begone, witness. You shall haunt the sacred hall no more. My god. How dare you treat me like some evil spirit to be exorcised. I'll remember this, you blackguard. You blackguard. Don't worry, Prosecutor Blackwell. I've got this. I'm not so sure. Would I have my way, he would not be the only one here to step down. You half-boiled putrid egg yolk. Wow. I object to the notion that I am a gooey, smelly mess. Prosecutor Blackwell's testimony was like the lowly opening act of a Rakugo show. He may hold the title of prosecutor, but this time he stood on the side of the defense. To restore balance to this trial, I would like to present an actual witness for the prosecution. And who is this witness? The person who was with Prosecutor Blackwell when the body was discovered. She is another entertainer at the Tornado School. Miss Gairu Tornado. Okay. Whoa, what the? Please state your name and occupation, witness. Okay. Hello everyone, I'm here to represent the Tornado School with a twisty twist. What the? And balloon. There you have it, the stunning balloon hat. It's me, the balloon artist you all know and love. Gairu Tornado. Just call me Gairu, sweetie. 1, 2... Oh dear. What a way to capture your audience's attention. I dare say I can't take my eyes off those balloons. Please tell me you're talking about the hat, Your Honor. Oh, Mr. Judgy, I'm so glad you liked my performance. Would you consider joining my fan club? Pretty please. Oh, absolutely. And please save your fanboying for after the trial, Your Honor. Anyway, Gairu. I can't help but notice you seem awfully cheerful for having just lost your master. Of course I'm sad. But Shisho would scold me if I didn't put on a big smile. Never show sadness, smile, 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 with a twisty twist. What the? It's a cake. And balloon. There you have it, one gorgeous cake. I see. I guess an entertainer's gotta do what an entertainer's gotta do. The balloon art's worse than a... What the hell's one of those? Rorschach? Rorschach? Whatever. That test. All I saw was a severed monster head. Gairu, you're obviously a balloon artist. So how did you come to be a member of Rakugo School? I mean, you can spell it out, that doesn't tell me how to say it. Well, my father, my late father that is, was a Rakugo artist, you see. So I joined the Tornado School, to be just like my daddy someday. I see. Psychology test thing. Ah, okay. My father and I owe so much to Shisho, our master, but that Bucky wet. Oh, how could he? I want to see him pay for what he's done as quickly as possible. Your distress is entirely understandable, and my condolences for your loss. And not only that, but he... You have more to say about Mr. Wet? Every time he comes to deliver soba to us, he yells at me. Yeah. I know, yeah. I figured it was that. It's more the fact I don't know how the fuck you say the R word. Rorschach. Rorschach? Fuck knows. He always tells me to get away. Is there any reason why he would say such a thing to you? He says the smell of my perfume will get into his soba and ruin it. Like, how can he say that? This is a great scent. How very rude of him. I don't blame you for being upset. Ah, dear. Excuse me, Your Honor, but please don't let Gairu's balloons bias your judgment. Mr. Wet hasn't been proven guilty yet, remember? It'll be interesting to see how long that fire of yours will last, defense. Rorschach. Okay. Perfect. Thank you. Now then, Gairu, please share the truth with this court. Yes, Gairu, your testimony, please. And leave your balloons out of it. Have I ever seen the film Watchmen? Nope. The amount of films I've watched is probably under 10. Before the murder was discovered. From 4 PM to a little after 4:20 PM, when Shisho's body was found, Simon and I were standing in the hallway, in front of the dressing room. Before Owendo discovered the body, the only person who had gone in there was Bucky. Come to think of it, a little while before Bucky showed up, Jugemu was barking like mad. A doggo! Oh, can we cross-examine the doggo? Prosecutor Blackwell, do you have any objections to this witness's testimony? None. Make up your bloody mind, Sad Monk said. Said Marty. First you exercise me, now this. You need only do as you were instructed by this humble servant of the Holy Mother. As there are no objections, Your Honour, let us move on to the salvation of the victim's soul. Cross-examination, bitch. Hey, I'm the defense attorney here, Prosecutor Sadmardi. And I just might have an objection or two once I actually cross-examine the witness. So what are you asking Prosecutor Blackwell for? I'm the one you should be checking with. There is a passage in the sacred scriptures of Karanism. Okay. And he's gonna tell us it? To stir the wind is beyond the power of a spring chick. In other words, the inexperienced are useless. With that in mind, it seemed more judicious to consult Prosecutor Blackwell. He doesn't even see you as an adversary, Sykes Dono. Well, I won't let either one of you insult me. I'll show you I'm no inexperienced spring chick. Your Honour, I'm ready to cross-examine the witness. Hope you can make Prosecutor Sadmardi see you as a worthy adversary, Miss Sykes. I'll allow your cross-examination, so you'd better strike with while the iron is hot. You got it. Although surely this would be embarrassing for Sadmardi if we beat him. Because, I mean, he doesn't even see me as an adversary. For me to come through and, like, you know, beat his ass. Oh, how will he live? Before the murder was discovered. Okay, so 4 PM to a little after 4:20 PM when Shisho's body was found. Press everything. So the murder must have happened sometime in those 20 minutes, correct? But 20 minutes isn't a lot of time, is it? I don't know. I mean, what do you want me to say? That's what happens, you know. Isn't that right, Simon? Yes, Garrett and I can confirm that Master Tornado was still lived at around 4 PM. Yep. Oh yeah. You can't you? See? Okay, so it seems pressing these is just going to be useless because Simon's going to back up what she says. I'm going to press him anyway, even if it's just going to be like, you already know this. The fact that the two of you were there in front of the dressing room means you were able to see everyone who went in and out, right? Of course. Or are you insinuating that I was daydreaming or sleeping while standing up or something? No, of course not. I saw everything, I tell you. Fine. So you say anyway. But did you really? Before Owendo discovered the body, the only person who had gone in there was Bucky. Only the defendant and Owendo entered around the time of the murder. That's right. That's why it must have been Bucky who killed poor Shisho. Let's take a deep breath, okay, Gairu? So not a single other person set foot into the dressing room during that time. I already told you over and over, didn't I? There was nobody else. I must apologise on the lawyer's behalf. Even her memory is that of her spring chicks. Please overlook her transgression as best you can. Oh, I see. Poor thing. Hang in there, sweetie. Wow. Hey, who are you calling a bird brain, buddy? So come to think of it, a little while before Bucky showed up, Jugemu was barking like mad. So that's the doggo. Jugemu? That's my doggy. I keep him at the theatre. Let's see. With a twisty twist twist. Oh god. And Bloom. They have it. My cute Whittle Jugemu. That's creepy. He's kinda creepy looking. Oh, but he's a really, really good boy. And why was Jugemu barking? Do you think it's because he saw someone suspicious? If so, then we'd have a new suspect in this case. No. Why was he barking again? Oh, I remember. Because it was time for me to feed him. So I went into his yard and gave him some food. Couldn't somebody have slipped into the dressing room while you were doing that? Nope. The door out into the yard was wide open. I would have seen if anybody went into the dressing room. Prosecutor Blackwell, come down to the stand for a sec, please. How many times must I do this? You saw what Gairu was talking about, right? So why didn't you mention it before? I can't be expected to remember every minute of detail. Or every minute detail, never mind. That's just me being dumb. Well, remember them now, please. We need help. Did Gairu go into the yard? Oh. Oh. Yes, I remember now that she went to feed Jugemu. Aw, what a cute little dog. That's a lot of food. And I saw her looking towards the dressing room quite frequently as well. Okay. Do you recall anything else? Looked as though she were feeding the dog a great quantity of dumplings or something. Jugemu couldn't finish them all, so he buried the rest in a corner of the yard. That's about all I can remember. Oh. It includes additional info. Looks like Gairu was telling the truth. Your Honor, I'd like Gairu's last statement added to her testimony. There's your wish defense. Where's the it? Is that true, though? Like, she couldn't have seen the dressing room. As far as I'm aware. Yeah, no, because it's blocked. It is blocked off. If that's his food bowl, she'd only be able to see into the window. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting, my mouse doesn't show up. I like doing all these pointing things, but yeah. Also, that makes it look like the door swings open. But yeah, if she's at the food bowl, then she wouldn't be able to see the dressing room at all. Present time! You can't see the dressing room. So you were able to keep an eye on the dressing room while you were out in the yard. Is that correct? That's right. The door out into the yard was wide open. Sorry, but that makes zero sense. Take a look at this diagram of the backstage area. There's a clear contradiction between this diagram and the witness's testimony. Oh? I'm afraid I don't understand, Miss Sykes. Please point out what contradicts the witness's testimony. I mean, that's got it... I'm guessing this door swings open, and that's why it's labelled as such. Gairu was in the yard near the doghouse. Prosecutor Blackwell even saw her there. And while she was out there, the door to the yard had been left open. There we go. Ah, I see. So it does swing. Yes, if the door to the yard was wide open as Gairu said, it would have blocked her view, making it impossible for her to see the dressing room. Whoa, that's a big balloon. What? No way! But even if there were, admittedly, a few moments Gairu was not keeping watch, how much would that really affect this case? A whole lot. It would greatly affect the case. From the spot Prosecutor Blackwell stood, he couldn't see the dressing room door either. Anyone could have entered the dressing room during that time without being seen. Whoa! Why do we keep doing the double slap? Boom, boom. Gairu, why did you try to hide the fact that you weren't watching the dressing room? What?
Objection!
Hide the fact? You speak as though you think she had something to do with the murder. Rather than deliberate deception, it was more likely a simple oversight. Right, witness? Well, I was so shocked by what happened, I was just confused, that's all. Even though she is trying to keep up a brave front as an entertainer. The truth is that she is being torn apart by grief. For her mind to be in turmoil is hardly unexpected. Yes, it must be very difficult indeed. To a disciple, one's master is akin to a real parent. Surely her shock is immense. The way this lawyer tries to pin the blame on this poor soul at the first opportunity. All I can say is, defense attorneys are heartless creatures indeed. But I wasn't. That wasn't what I was trying to do. It's beyond your comprehension, defense. Or is it beyond your comprehension? Your unskilled argument is scarring this witness even further. Oh! And if we ask the people of this courtroom, I am sure they would agree. What? The gallery doesn't get a say in this? Are you afraid to find out that they think ill of you? Or that perhaps you were in the wrong? Listen to them now with that keen sense of hearing you were so proud of. Oh no, don't do it. He's right, that was harsh. She didn't have to go that far. I feel kind of sorry for the witness. And why is the lawyer's outfit so yellow? No, I was just trying to find the truth. Oh god, is Athena gonna start freaking out again? Why is the whole gallery siding with Prosecutor Sadmati? The people understand. They know what is right and what is wrong. That lawyer's still in training, isn't she? Why is she all by herself? I hear the voices of the gallery. I can hear the voices of their hearts. It's so intense. I feel so alone up here, fighting by myself. Are you afraid, child? It is ludicrous to come to trial with such paltry preparation for the soul, of the soul. I command you to leave this courtroom at once. Hell no. But I can't give up. I have to keep pressing on. Yeah! I went back to blue. As long as there was a moment when nobody was watching the dressing room door, the defendant can't be convicted solely on Prosecutor Blackwill and Gyru's testimonies. I thought I said convinced. Even now you would continue to resist. You are childish in defeat as well, I see. I'm not out for the count yet, Buster. I'm just getting started. Despite your posturing, is it not true that your resolve could crumble at any moment? With but a little push, you would surely succumb to despair. God, how many times do we have to wait for that bloody butterfly? A little push, such as with this piece of conclusive evidence. Conclusive evidence, huh? That is correct. We found a critical piece of evidence at the scene of the crime. The victim's dying message, which clearly implicates the accused, Bucky Wet. Fuck. Look at these Japanese playing cards, known as karuta, lined up on the table. These special English version karuta cards spell out a message. That message, wet number 4. Wet number 4? You mean wet noodle number 4? What else could it mean? Yes, wet noodle number 4, as the 4th head chef of Wet Soba is also known. This message points to none other than the accused, Bucky Wet. No! That makes perfect sense, doesn't it? Wow, great job, Mr. Prosecutor. Great. Oh no, this is really, really bad. What do I do? What do I do? So that now got updated. Oh, the victim's dying message is clearly visible in them. Fuck. Would you still carry on your futile fight in the face of this irrefutable evidence? Yep. You can say whatever you want, but we won't know until we... It is cruel to give the accused false hope. You will only compound his suffering. Wise people of the courtroom, do you not agree? He's right, it's cruel to make him suffer when there's conclusive evidence. What an incompetent noob. I feel bad for the victim and the defendant. What? But I'm trying to prove Mr. Wet's innocence here. I get the feeling that Sadmati knows of... Well, he obviously knows Athena's keen sense of hearing, and is using that to kind of essentially using that against her. Like getting the gallery involved and everything. I know you can hear them, Defense. Their voices implore you to save the accused's soul. It's time for you to let it go and move on, you inexperienced lawyer. He really does love that phrase. You lack the competence with which to accomplish anything meaningful here. What a dick. Is he right? Is this too much for me to handle on my own? Nope. You've done more, Athena. What good is she doing anybody? She should just quit right now. Oh, great. No Defense. Leave everything to this humble servant of the Holy Mother.
Silence!
Hey! Oh my god. Blackwell's coming to our aid? Wait. Wait. He's on our side of the bench. Yeah. So he does come to our side. Oh, that's awesome! He's trying to use your keen sense of hearing against you to manipulate the trial, Athena. Yeah, we know that. Hey! What a cheap trick for a supposedly holy man. Simon! I knew it! God, it's weird seeing him without chains. And you fop doodles in the gallery. Can't a man watch a trial in peace? This inexperienced amateur is about to turn the trial around. Does that prosecutor really think she can turn things around? The mood in this courtroom is starting to change. Prosecutor Blackwell, what are you doing at the defense's bench? I grew bored of watching from the gallery. Oh, it's so weird. Seeing all of his animations, but without the... oh god, what? Without the clinking noise of his chains. I think he's more complete when he has chains, because, you know, the noises and stuff. Besides, if I were to leave this trial to this spring check, and lose my favourite soba shop in the process, I will quit. I will be quite cross. You voluntarily stand on the side of impurity and sin. Truly, what a fool you are. To think you were so easily manipulated by his parlor tricks. Whatever happened to qualified and capable, Athena? I just let my guard down a little bit, but it won't happen again. Then gird up your loins and steel yourself for battle. I'm not girding up anything in this skirt. But I am ready to get serious. Oh man, this is awesome. It seems there is now yet another soul I must cast down into hell. I was in prison for a long time. And hell sounds no worse than cell, to be honest. Yeah, to be fair, Simon was in prison for a crime he never committed. And he was in prison for a long time. 7 years, wasn't it? Because that's when the Dark Age of the Law started. And he was kind of like the centre of it. But the fires of hell will not be the end of your suffering. For the sin you have just committed, you shall surely be reborn as a panda in your next life. A white and black reverse panda, that is. Wow. And you shall be put in a zoo to be exposed to public ridicule. A threat like that won't work on Prosecutor Blackwell. After all, he's already used to looking like a panda in this life. Who are you calling a panda? Sorry. True though. I see that you are both prepared to face the fires of damnation. Gairu, thank you for your service. You may step down now. Okie dokie. Bye bye, Balloon. Bye bye, Balloon? What a weird chick. Does everything have to be about balloons with her? Yep. Now then. I have a witness prepared to testify about the Karuta cards. And who is the witness this time? The first to discover the body, and someone who witnessed the crime scene firsthand. Mr. Uendo Tornado. The time has come for that ponytailed pair over there to finally let it all go and move on. He really does love that. He says that at least once, every single trial. Very well, let's bring in this witness then. So which one was Uendo? Was he the one with the weird eyebrows? Yes. There's my answer. Witness, please state your name and occupation. I'm the Rakugo storyteller Uendo Tornado. Even if my performance isn't worth watching, I will certainly watch my words. I wouldn't want to say anything thoughtless and get arrested. What an interesting theme. What the fuck? Oh no. After all, that'd be Raku no. Oh god. What a cast of characters these are gonna be. Thank you everybody, good night. Wait. Did he really just leave? You can't leave yet, you've only just introduced yourself. Oh my. Oh, they are fancying his hair. Alright. Are you a fan of mine, miss? Would you like my autograph? One moment. Ow. What do you think you're doing? No need to stand on ceremony, my fan deserves a fan after all. A fan for a fan? Nice one! Oh my god. Oh, I've hit St. Simon. How are you on this fine day, sir? Quite a dilly of a pickle we found ourselves in, wouldn't you say? I don't believe I've ever seen you talk quite so much, Uendo. Never performed in a place like this, you know. I got butterflies here, can't you see? Oh god, why do I always get the weird ones? Because it wouldn't be Ace Attorney without the weird ones. Pardon me, miss. Miss. Pardon me, witness. As much as I enjoy your banter, I believe we had better return to the case at hand. Yeah, I suppose you're right. In that case... I was promoted to... Futatsume yesterday, and received the stage name of Uendo. Or is it Uendo? Probably Uendo, whatever. The show was our way of celebrating my new name and middle rank standing. What the fuck? God, this person's got like 3 sides. Jesus. What the hell? And then that happened. I never dreamed something like that had happened, not in a million years. And just as I got my chance to start repaying my debt to Shisho, too. Yeah, plus I'm worried about Gairu. Oh damn. The way she clung to Shisho, poor thing, I told her to keep a stiff upper lip. Stiff like rigor mortis. Yeah, that might not have been the best joke. Keep telling those lame jokes and Shisho will come scold you from the grave. I wouldn't mind getting yelled at, you know, if it meant seeing him again. Uendo, please, as charming as your various characters are, this isn't a Rakugo stage. Let us hear your testimony now, witness. Yes, please. Tell the court about the evidence left at the scene, the proof of the accused's guilt. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Oh, he's knelt on like cushions. I thought it was just really short. Shisho's dying message. I noticed Shisho's dying message right away. The stiff cards were right there next to the stiff, you see. Hey now, enough with the silly puns already. Oh my god. Anyway, I got the meaning right away. I knew it must have been talking about Bucky. I do like all these transformations, I will admit. That was the Master's final message, left as he was drowning in sober broth. It's so like Shisho not to write Bucky's name outright, plain and simple, wasn't his style. Okay. Could that not mean that someone else did it? Well, that was certainly a more entertaining testimony than usual. The variety of characters performed by the witness was absolutely splendid. But he shouldn't be performing any characters in the first place, Your Honor. And Uendo, the murder weapon hasn't been determined yet. So how can you say that the victim was drowned in sober broth? It's obvious. All you have to do is look at the crime scene. He was found with his face shoved in a bowl. It's only natural to assume he was drowned in the broth for the noodles. Yeah, damn. Death by food. Except we're not here to assume things, Uendo, so please stick to just the facts. My, it's so like a sober chef to kill someone this way, wouldn't you say? But with the character message he left behind, it's clear Bucky Wet did it. Setting aside the issue of the murder weapon for now, that dying message certainly does seem to be irrefutable evidence. Indeed, it proves the absolute guilt of the accused. Even I've got to admit that I can't see how that message could mean anything else. Booker used sober for the deed. All to get back the sober shop deed. How many cushions? 7? That's a lot of cushions. This testimony makes Mr. Wet look super guilty. I have to do something. That's his conclusive evidence. What a farce. What do you mean, Simon? What's this? I thought you said you weren't planning on asking me for help. I did and I won't, thank you very much. Someone must have found an inconsistency in the testimony. I better listen carefully and try to see what he found. You got it. Bum 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 bum. Okay, so she says dying message. So he noticed it right away. I think I know what it is that's inconsistent. It's the way he died. He said he drowned in sober broth, but the autopsy is he suffocated, so... Oh, was it suffocated, or was it he was strangled? Oh, death is suffocation. So I suppose it would... Well, it's not suffocation, it would be drowning. So, Uendo, when you saw the cards on the table, what made you think they were Master Tornado's dying message? Well, it was a coded message right there next to the body. I'm sure anybody would have thought that they were there to name the killer, or name his killer. I love murder mysteries and often watch them on TV. Oh, I see. I saw a similar scene during a murder mystery marathon last Tuesday. That's what made me think, this must be a dying message. Oh, wow. The stiff cards were right there next to the stiff, you see. The cards were on the table your master's body was slumped over, right? You must have been surprisingly calm to notice them at the time. As I said, the stiff cards were right there next to the stiff, so they were hard to miss. But wouldn't it have been more natural to notice the victim rather than the cards? Okay, why does he keep saying that? The message just caught my eye because the stiff cards were right there next to the stiff. Yes, but that fact hardly seems significant enough to make a person take note of them. Stiff cards next to the stiff. So basically there was no real reason for them to catch your eye, was there? Okay. That's right, I need you to give your testimony, not perform a scene. Please remember you're on the witness stand, not the stage. But look at all these wonderful people in the audience. It's only natural for an entertainer to want them to have some fun. I guess we can let a few jokes slide, right? The inevitable bleeding of your work into other areas of your life. I know how that is. I find myself being unwittingly judgmental of in my personal life too. Right. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Well done, Your Honor. Guess you can't judge a judge by his cover. Wait, what? I advise the defense not to be so critical of the witness. Yes, Your Honor. Much obliged. Anyway, I got the meaning right away. I knew it must have been talking about Bucky. Cards do spell out wet number 4, which could be interpreted as wet noodle number 4, I guess. I suppose you took this to mean Bucky wet. There's only one wet noodle around here, and you've seen that giant 4 on his back. It's the only interpretation that makes sense. Yeah, I guess so. But wait a minute. What is it? What if there's another wet noodle in the area? There isn't. What, did I say something strange? Bucky is the sole heir to the shop. So enough with the ludicrous straw grasping. Hey, how was I supposed to know? Just listen to the testimony again and find the glaring inconsistency. There we go. Left as he was drowning in sober broth. But he didn't drown, he was suffocated. There's a contradiction in Uendo's testimony. Oh! Would you care to explain where, Miss Sykes? Hmm? Oh, certainly, Your Honor. According to the autopsy report, nothing unusual was found in the victim's lungs. Ah yes, it does say that, doesn't it? If he had drowned in a bowl of soba, there should have been soba broth in his lungs. But since there wasn't any, it means the victim was suffocated with something other than soba broth. Oh, it still would have been suffocation then. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. But what? This is the contradiction you noticed, isn't it, Simon? Not bad. Not bad at all. I guess I showed you. But if drowning in the soba broth wasn't the cause of death, then when was the victim's face thrust into that bowl? I'd probably say after his murder. Yeah. Taifu Tenedo's face was thrust into the bowl after his murder. Because no soba broth was discovered in the victim's lungs, his head must have been placed into the bowl after he was killed. That's when the soba broth must have spilled onto the character cards. In other words, the victim could not have lined the cards up as he was drowning. I see. So it was done after he was already dead. But why would the culprit do such a thing? I'm afraid I don't know yet. You boast of psychological expertise, yet you cannot determine such a simple motive. My sides are liable to split at the absurdity. What, and I suppose you know why? Of course. Desecrating the body in that manner indicates a strong sense of enmity on the part of the perpetrator. Yes, that does make sense. It certainly paints a clear picture of the culprit's intense feelings towards the victim. Feelings of resentment over the theft of the soba shop's deed, no doubt. Yeah, that's great. Now the judge has even more unfavourable impression of Bucky. Has an even more unfavourable impression of Bucky.
Silence!
Ooh. Must you come undone at every juncture? If the culprit had time enough to set up Master Tenedo's body, do you think they would have honestly failed to notice the dying message? Yeah, exactly. Good point. The cards were right in front of his body, after all. Rationally speaking, there's no way the culprit could have missed that, huh? But was the accused rational at the time, given the way he stormed out of that room?
Silence!
Never mind that, I have something more important to ask Uendo. Me? You saw the character cards firsthand, did you not? Would you care to tell us about them in a bit more detail? Those tiny crime scene photos show us precious little of what I wish to know. Well, those cards are from Shisho's special soba scenes of Tokyo Past set. Each card is related in some way to soba. Spare me the history lesson, just tell me how the cards looked at the scene and no more. Well, there was soba broth spilled over all of them. That's not much help, I'm afraid. Prosecutor said, Marty, do you have a photo that shows the cards more clearly? I do. Please accept this meagre offering, Your Honor. My, oh my, what delightful looking cards. Well, well. Town prosecutor said Monk's conclusive evidence of part should be a breeze with this. Huh? Don't tell me you haven't noticed. Don't be silly. Of course I have. Of course I have. Not noticed anything. But I can't exactly say that now, can I? Character cards. Character cards in the victim's dressing room, they spell out wet number 4. Oh yeah. Miss Sykes, do you really see a problem with this, with the prosecution's claim about these cards? Oh, go on then. Alright. It's do or die. All I have to do is study the picture and... these cards. Ooh. Ooh. Contain a contradiction. I mean, yes. But I'll just say they were rearranged. So technically, as they stand... well, no, it still would be a contradiction, but whatever. These cards were rearranged. But how can you tell? It's pretty bloody obvious. Please take a good look at these cards. Your Honour, the answers... oh, the answer is right in front of us. Where exactly should we be looking at, Miss Sykes? The soda broth stains. Yeah. As you can see. Okay, I know where the number 4 goes. Or N and O go. N goes in the top right. No. Oh, fuck. Please focus your attention on the soda broth stains on these cards. Yeah. N goes in the top right. O goes in the top left. Ooh, as for the others, I'm not so sure. Oh, right, W goes next. Oh, W goes where H is. H goes where 4 is. I'm just thinking which one would actually be directly in the middle of it. 4 would probably go where O is. The outline of these stains don't match up with the larger stain on the table. Oh, would you look at that? You're absolutely right. And... please recall that the soba broth was spilled... oh, and got on the cards after the murder, when the victim's face was placed in the bowl. Yes, go on. By the stains, we can see that the culprit deliberately rearranged the cards after that. In other words, this message was altered in order to pin the crime on my client. What? Then if we put the cards back in their original positions, we can restore the evidence and see who the cards were really pointing toward. That's true. Paul Kunker. And what are we waiting for? Let's do this. All I have to do is rearrange the cards so that the stains match up. Okay, it's really obvious, my god. Let's see. Where was this W card originally? Okay, I can't move it. I would say that would go there. Perfect. Okay, the H card is next. Let's see. Where was this H card originally? Here. Yeah. Yes, now the E card. Let's see. Where was this E card originally? A perfect match. Next up is the T card. Oh, it's at the bottom. No, oh no, yeah, it is. Let's see, where was the T card originally? It was here. Here. Great, that fits in right there. Now the N card. Oh, there we go. Where was this N card originally? Oh shit. So it was there. Now that looks good. Now O. Let's see. Owen. Owen 4th. Let's see. Where was this O card originally? Boom. Nice. Almost done now. The last card is 4. Let's see. Where was this 4 card originally? Why did they make me do this? It's fairly fucking obvious. The only spot that remains. That actually startled me for a sec then, because I wasn't expecting it to say anything. So the message, wet number 4, was originally supposed to say Owen 4th, And this original message is our clue to the identity of the true culprit. What? Huh. That indignant look on Prosecutor Sadbunk's face is positively priceless. This is absurd. I didn't even read what they said. Whoops. So it's originally Owen Forth. It wasn't wit number 4. Maybe the lawyer is smarter than we thought. Order. Order in the court. Well, I never would have imagined that there was more to these cards than meets the eye. They originally spelled out Owen Forth as shown. So now that that's settled, what does this Owen Forth mean? Wait, am I... Who else do you suppose is to provide an explanation? Of course it's you. But I hadn't thought that far yet. Change the cards around all you'd like, but if you cannot explain what the message means, then it is as worthless as you are, Defense. No! And so the spring chick that fancies itself a graceful swan is brought back down to earth. I have to do something, but what? Still your thoughts for a second. There's a perfectly good witness to question over there. Oh right, that's a good idea. Come on Athena, get a hold of yourself. Uendo, does the phrase Owen Forth mean anything to you? No, there's no one named Owen in the Tornado family, or our circle of friends. Go ahead, ask anybody you'd like. You can't be serious. Having rummaged through your empty mind, I see you have, as expected, turned up nothing.
Silence.
I'm afraid I have no idea who the devil this Owen Forth is either. But the fact remains that the cards were rearranged to pin the blame on Mr. Wet. That in itself proves that the defendant isn't the real culprit. Prosecutor Blackwell is right. Besides, the important question here is not who does the message point to, but rather who rearranged the cards. Why didn't you point that out earlier if you already knew? Sorry. In any case, there were 2 opportunities for someone to rearrange the cards. The first was when Mr. Wet entered the dressing room, and the second was when Uendo discovered the body. Are you accusing me of rearranging the cards? Me, who came to testify out the goodness of my heart? Well, you didn't exactly come running out screaming straight away, did you? Even a mere 2 or 3 minutes, or 2 to 3 minutes is more than enough time to get up to some devilry. So what exactly were you doing in there, Uendo? Ooh. I was wondering why he only went in, or why he went in for a good bit. Like, he didn't go in and come straight out. Normally, if someone found a body, that's what they do. Put down the tea and spit out your answer. Mr. Prosecutor, what's a guy supposed to do at a time like this? Silence is more precious than diamonds, witness. Therefore, you need only stay silent. The defense is devious. They are waiting for you to make a slip of the tongue. Oh, I see. So that's what they're after, is it? In that case... Your Honour, I've decided not to say another word. Very good. After all, your right to remain silent is protected by law. Well, Prosecutor Blackwell, any other brilliant ideas you'd like to share? Or is he going to start laughing? Oh my god. He smacks the desk really hard. Did you hear that, Sykes Dono? A Rekigo artist who's afraid to speak. Who's ever heard of such a thing? Are you trying to taunt him into talking? Such a petty trick will never work. That's right. I'm not going to fall for it. I'm only asking to hear your story. Besides, is it not your job to tell your tales if there is an audience to listen? Even so, I have the right to refuse to answer. The more you keep quiet, the more we want you to talk. That's simply human nature. Isn't that right, people of the gallery? Oh. Now he's manipulating them. Even with this wonderful audience in front of you, you still refuse to talk? If so, then perhaps you chose the wrong line of work, my friend. Are you saying I should quit? Because I'm not afraid to speak my mind, I'll have you know. Oh no, never mind what I just said. It is scary to talk, it's absolutely terrifying. But no, as a Rakugo artist, I must talk. If I don't, how can I ever show my face on stage again? Your Honor, I'm ready to testify. Oh my. He did it. He managed to convince Uendo with his power of suggestion technique. Bully for you, Uendo. That's as a real Rakugo artist should be. Alright. If the witness wishes to testify, then by all means, please do. To be turned by such an obvious ploy. What a man of weak spirit. Yeah, well. We don't care. In the dressing room. After my performance, I went to visit Shisho. I called to him from outside the room, but he didn't reply. When I entered the dressing room, I saw Shisho slumped over the table, motionless. There we go. From what I can tell, there do not appear to be any inconsistencies in the testimony. Of course there aren't any. Because I'm not trying to hide anything. Prosecutor said Marty's right. I don't see anything inconsistent either. But I did pick up some faint discord in Uendo's heart. Ponder all you would like, defense. But it is pointless. You wanna bet? Do ya? Your Honor, I believe there is no need for further deliberation. Whoa! Oh! I disagree, Your Honor. I detected discord in the voice of the witness's heart. That's a clear indication that Uendo is facing some sort of inner turmoil. Are you saying what I think you're saying, Miss Sykes? Yes, Your Honor. The defense would like to conduct a quick therapy session on this witness. Yeah, the anime cutscenes are good, but I think that's probably the most we'd get out of these. Just because there's a lot of dialogue. And to have every character voiced would probably increase the price of the game by a ton. Like, cost of production, I mean. Uendo, there is no need for you to submit to this so-called therapy. I mean, they'd be able to afford it, obviously, but it's whether they think it'd be worth it or not. It's fine by me. I have nothing to hide. Bring it on. Impetuous fool. Why will you not listen to the guidance of this humble servant of the Holy Mother? If the witness wishes to proceed, I see no problem, prosecutor. In one ear and out the other. It seems this performer has no need for your so-called guidance, Prosecutor Sadmonk. Just know this, Uendo. Your folly will surely earn you divine retribution. Thanks, Simon. I'm going to make the most of this opportunity you created for me. Just keep your wits about you. I will. Let's do it! Uendo, could you tell us again about what happened in the dressing room? There it is. Is that the first time I've done this? Wait, is that the first time I've done this? I can't remember if we did it in the first... on the magic trick scene or not. Maybe. So after my performance, I went to visit Shisho. Fine. I called to him from outside the room, but he didn't reply. When I entered the dressing room, I saw Shisho slumped over the table, motionless. Right. I didn't really notice any unexpected emotions in that testimony. But it isn't always a question of the presence of an emotional response, but the absence. Oh. I thought it was gonna, like, tell me how to do it again. You know, you're right. It's not always the emotions I do see. Sometimes it's a matter of what I don't, but would expect to see. Better carefully compare Uendo's statements to his emotions again. Oh. Yeah, I know which one it is. It's this one. The fact he was just sad, he wasn't shocked. Silly me. Uendo, I'm noticing something strange with these emotions. Whoops, I do that too much. Something stranger with cheesy toe skin. Ew. You say? No, something strange with these emotions. How could you have heard something strange? Something stranger with cheesy toe skin. What? He's getting smaller. I don't know. Maybe it's me who's got some cheese in my ears. Did he will the floor to open up and swallow his cushions out of shame for that bad joke? The point I'm trying to make is that I noticed something unexpected in your emotions. Now stop hiding and come out where we can see you. Bailiff, please bring the witness a few replacement cushions. Or just make the bloody dude stand. Whoa, oh my god, this is so stupid. So what was this unexpected thing you noticed? Oh come on, his honour said a few cushions, not a few dozen. Ugh, now that we've all had a good laugh, please continue, Miss Sykes. Who's laughing? Ugh, focus, Athena. Don't let yourself get rattled. When you entered the room and saw your master slumped motionless over the table, you weren't the least bit shocked, Uendo. Don't you think that's a little odd? Oh, you're sweating. Is it, though? The lack of surprise means you were prepared for what you saw. And I think I know why. The reason Uendo wasn't shaken when he saw his master's dead body is because... Ooh, he knew about his death. Oh. That's what I'll go with. Uendo, I think maybe the reason you weren't shaken was because you already knew you would find your master dead. Oh. What? What kind of thing is that to say? You've got it all wrong. Oh right, I just remembered something. I thought Shisho was just sleeping when I first saw him. Yeah, okay. Okay, well that's the first part down. You thought he was sleeping. It sounds plausible, but... What made you think he was asleep? Well, he had his head and arms up on the table as if he were taking a nap. Why would anybody nap that way? Oof. Oh, one other thing. There was that note, too. Note? A note? What note? Ah, he must be talking about this. Ah, that note. Resting, do not disturb. It appears to have been written by the victim. Allow me to read it. Really? Resting, do not disturb. Yes, that's the note I saw. After reading that, who wouldn't think Shisho was napping? In that case, why were you sad to see him asleep? That is a pretty reasonable assumption. You've gotta be kidding me. Taifu's note. A note thought to have been written by the victim before his death. That's right. I saw this note, so that's why I thought Shisho was asleep. I want to change my testimony to include that statement. Okay. Alright. I'll run an update. So... New statement. Blah blah blah. caught him from outside the room. Didn't reply. Is this the new one? When I opened the door, I thought he was sleeping. But something seemed off, so I rushed over to him. Why angry? That doesn't make sense. Why are you angry? You wonder I noticed something funny in your emotions again. Funny, you say? Oh no. No more jokes, please. I guess an entertainer of my caliber can make people laugh. Even with my emotions. I didn't mean that kind of funny. Quite the opposite, actually. When you entered the dressing room, I see that you suddenly felt anger. What I want to know is, what made you feel angry all of a sudden? Oop. What? Let's see. Oh yeah, now I remember. As I was going in, I whacked my little piggy on something. I was annoyed at my own clumsiness. Wait, you mean you stubbed your pinky toe? Oof. Just a little bump on my little piggy. No big deal. It's embarrassing, really. Sounds more like he's hiding something. I'd better dig a bit deeper. No need to be embarrassed, Uendo. But I'm afraid it's something we do need to look into. I don't really see anything you could have stubbed your toe on. In the area around the dressing room door in this picture. Maybe there was something there at the time. Ooh. Uendo, what exactly did you stub your toe on? What an irrelevant question. You wanna bet? You dishonor the soul of the victim with these unnecessary delays. You tell her. Really, who doesn't stub their toe every once in a while? You really gotta fuss over every small detail like this? Well, the thing is... Even the most subtle of fluctuations in a person's psyche, can clue us into the truth. That's why it's important to get to the bottom of this question. Plus, if I back down now, who knows what new insult Simon will hurl my way. Is that TV not plugged in? I mean, I just see the cord, and it looks like it's plugged directly into the wall. Is there really no trace left of what Uendo stubbed his toe on by the door? What in the world might have been there then, but is not there now? TV? If it's not plugged in, why would it have been by the door? If the cables were over here? I'm confused, but I think I'm gonna go with the TV. Yeah. Fuck knows if I'm right. Please take a good look at this photo of the crime scene. It's not connected. Do you see it? This long track that goes from the door all the way across the room. Oh yeah. I also was like, cable. Not connected. Now that you mention it, I do see traces of something getting dragged. And the drag mark ends at the TV. Oh yeah. I thought that was just like a... No, now that I think about it. No, I thought it was like, just like a picture artifact or something. Something intentional. And the drag mark ends there at the TV. This implies that the TV was originally by the door. I don't go by logic. I was just like, TV is not plugged in, it was moved. I'm convinced that this TV is the object the witness stubbed his toe on. Well, Uendo, how about it? Yes, you're right. It was the TV. Aha! 10%. We aren't there yet. There, the noise level dropped again. Yes, I stubbed my pinky toe on the TV. But what of it? Why is this so important to you? So the noise went down, but it hasn't completely disappeared yet. Which means he's still hiding something. Okay then, let's try this tactic instead. Uendo, why was the TV moved there? Shisho must have moved it so he could watch my routine. But what a place to put it, right in the middle of the doorway like that. I didn't want to bump it again, so I put it back where it belonged. Performances on stage can be viewed in the dressing room using that TV. That's right. It's a closed-circuit monitor that shows the stage. Oh. Okay. I see. Now what? I can't find anything else out of place. I still haven't gotten the noise level down to 0 yet. Simon, I'm still getting noise here, but I don't see anything else fishy. This is precisely why amateurs are such a bother. Sorry. I'm in no mood to play nursemaid here, but if that's what it takes to save the soba shop. Hoi, Uendo. Here's a curiosity for you. This table Master Uendo is slumped over, looks like it was moved. Did you happen to bump into it while you were moving the TV back? Oh my! Yes, you're right. The TV hit the table and Shisho's body moved with a jolt. That's when I first realized that Shisho was dead. Oh, but how scared I was. I see. Thank you. We're finally getting a more precise picture of how the body was discovered. But I'd wager you need to put the spurs to Uendo just a trifle longer. Right. I can't keep asking Simon to bail me out like this. It's time for me to regain my footing and really stand on my own. Uendo, what you said just now about discovering your master's death, could you please describe all of that again for the court in detail? Alright. But before you do, let me just plug in the latest information. Alright. So it went to visit... Goddamn, there's 7 now. I called to him from outside. Didn't reply. I thought he was sleeping. Tried to enter the dressing room but stubbed my toe on the TV. When I put the TV back in its normal spot, I realised that Shisho was dead. Seeing him slumped over that cluttered table... Oh, Shisho. Wait, so why shock? He's really shocked. That's appropriate, though. But surely you'd think the sadness would be higher than the surprise. Yeah. Which is a bit strange. That's odd. After the initial shock of finding the victim dead, you reacted with surprise again. What was it that surprised you, Uendo, besides your master's death? What do you mean? What's more, you were even more surprised the second time than the first. What could have surprised you more than finding your late master? Search me, you little thing, you must have made a mistake.
Silence!
The girl is as sharp as a trout, to be sure. But her ability to hear people's emotions is absolute. Now get to remembering, Uendo. What was it that surprised you? That was a compliment? Right? Well, it's up to 100 again. What? No, we've pushed him too hard, and now he's mentally all over the place. His emotions are completely out of control. Out of control? Care to explain how that's relevant? You know how normally I listen for the hidden emotions in a witness's voice, right? From there I look for inconsistencies between their testimony and those emotions. But sometimes a person's feelings can run too high, making it hard to get a proper reading. So that's how your Matrix program works. Fascinating. Ordinarily, it's just one emotion that runs out of control. But it seems there's nothing ordinary about this time. Are all of them going crazy? Oh no, he's angry. Oh, okay. Oh, they're all over the place. Okay. He didn't respond. Then he's shocked. Stubbed his toe. He moved that. And then he was shocked again. Oh dear. I knew it. What's got your knickers all in a bunch now? Uendo has multiple emotions running out of control at the same time. I've never seen anything like this, ever. So how does one bring a situation like this back under control? I'll have to find the root cause of this tangled mess before I can treat it. Or treat him. If I can identify what is causing this emotional rampage, then I can tap probe to dive further. I'll need to point to what I think is the root cause and touch probe again. Through this process I can identify what's causing Uendo so much distress. And that will help bring his emotions back under control. In that case, let's get started, shall we? Alright, I can't guarantee success, but it's definitely worth a shot. Time to look for the root cause of Uendo's rampaging emotions. I think I know what it is. Nothing here, nor here. Can I just skip straight to it? No. It's this one. Except he shouldn't be sad, he should be shocked. Probe. Oh shit, I didn't click probe. I clicked just underneath it. What be the root cause? I'm not having trouble. Isn't it obvious? Don't give it away. It's that bloody question you asked. Yes, that's what pushed him over the edge. Yeah, they're making it a bit obvious. Don't! God, they really give away too much info. Son of a bitch. That's odd. After the initial shock of finding the victim dead, your reaction with surprise again. Yeah. Skip it. What do you mean? Right, let's try again. Simon's right. The answer to my question is what sparked this madness. That's what I was going for, but I clicked. And I didn't click probe. Right, boop. Boop. There we go. Wow, I don't even need to move. The Karuta cards. Easy. And yeah, that's what started this. I get it now. The cards were the root of it all. I think it's part of his outfit. Don't try to deny it. You can't hide your feelings from me. The dying message that was left at the scene of the crime, it was what was causing your distress. And if the dying message was the cause of all those feelings, then that means the phrase Owen Forth must mean something to you. Oh my god, again. There we go. There. Noise level 0. Finally. The dying message consists of 2 words, Owen and Forth. But neither of those 2 words have anything to do with the witness, or with this witness. Yeah, but he knows the true meaning of it, so, you know. This topic warrants no further argument. You wanna bet? Sure, there may not seem to be any direct connection, but between Uendo and the message, for now... Oh. Did I read that wrong? Probably. Oh, I said but between. Between Uendo and the message for now. But why don't you wait and decide what's necessary after you hear my theory? Huh, I trust you've hit upon something, Athena. Yep, if my theory is right, we can finally solve the case of Uendo and the mysterious Owen Forth. Huh, well, go on then. I can already tell this promises to be interesting. Now please, share your theory with the court, Miss Sykes. There was something puzzling to me about Uendo's out-of-control emotions just now. Namely, that there were 3 distinct reactions present. I had never seen that before, and I wondered how it could be possible. Is there a conclusion to this meandering musing of yours? Hold your horses, I'm getting there. So could a person flip between 3 distinct emotions of such intensity like a switch? In the end, I concluded that it just wasn't possible. So that's it, is it? A bit unconventional, but I'll grant that it's possible within the realm of psychology. Within the realm of psychology? I'm afraid you'll have to explain it for the old man up here on the bench. Your Honor, my theory is that Uendo is a robot. Oh, so they're not characters. It has multiple personalities. With so many distinct personas, it's clear to me that Uendo has dissociative identity disorder. DID. Ew. What does that even mean? Your Honor, the defense would treat this trial as a child's jest. Multiple personality disorder. A preposterous proposition indeed. Would you not agree, witness? How did she know? How did she figure it out? Oh! Suck it, Sad Marty. Paul Conker. I can't believe it. I did it. I did it, Simon. I've read papers on it before. But to think I'd see a case of it for myself. Blimey. Rakugo artists tell stories as different characters, but as different personalities? Hey you, lawyer girl. You got a problem with us? Huh? So essentially his characters are the personalities. That's cool. No problem at all. This is all very hard to believe. But now that we've established that the witness has multiple personalities, could each of them please introduce themselves to this court? So that's Uendo. Uendo Tornado, and Rakugo Storyteller, as you know. Then we have the one who laughs, and yeah, blushes. Hello everybody, Patches! The friendly jester here. And then you've got this one. Oh crap. Is that Kisagawa? Whatever. Courtesan! And is that all of you? Yes, that's all of us. So there are 3 personalities in total. Uendo, Patches, and Kisagawa, huh? Well, Simon, what do you think now? That you're one lucky duck. Just be glad that they were dense enough to help you out. Can't you just straight up say I did great for a change? Heh. You appear to be quite proud of yourself, defense. But all you have done is infringe upon the privacy of the witness. I couldn't disagree more, prosecutor. Now that we know there are 3 personalities, a new way for us to interpret the meaning of a certain piece of evidence has arisen. A new interpretation? You bet. Ooh, now I'm very curious. What is this piece of evidence you're talking about, Miss Sykes? Knowing what we know about Uendo and his personalities, this now makes perfect sense. Boon. Owen Forth. The Karuta cards? That's right, Your Honor. Recall the original dying message left at the scene. We didn't have a clue as to what Owen Forth could have possibly meant. But now, with this new information about Uendo and his personalities, isn't it possible that Owen Forth actually means a secret 4th personality of Uendo's? A personality named Owen. What? Paul Conker again. Uendo must have kept his dissociative identity disorder from us because he didn't want to be associated in any way with the dying message. No, that's not why. We kept our disorder a secret for a different reason altogether. We were taking advantage of our affliction to act out various Rakugo characters. If word of this got out, well, our reputation as a Rakugo artist would be tarnished, as would the Tornado name. That's why we kept it a secret from everyone except members of the Tornado School. But really, there is no 4th personality. It's just the 3 of us in here. A plausible enough sounding story, but it doesn't prove you didn't rearrange the cards, does it? But I mean, he's the only one that could have. I will concede that it is highly likely that the witness rearranged the cards. Is Prosecutor Zadmani actually agreeing with us? No. However... Ooh, pardon me. Is it not also possible that the accused killed Master Tornado, God. and then left that message in order to frame the witness. I would probably say it would have been the other way around. And upon noticing the cards when he found the victim's body, Uendo rearranged them.
Silence.
A fantastic tale, but a tale nonetheless. No one outside the Tornado School knew about Uendo's multiple personalities. Uendo just finished saying so himself. Yeah, which means the chef wouldn't know. That is a true but ultimately meaningless point. The witness was only in the dressing room for 2 to 3 minutes. That's far too little time to commit murder, wouldn't you say? Then who's to say he couldn't have done it before his discovery? That spring chick memory of yours. Have you already forgotten Prosecutor Blackwell's testimony? Simon's testimony? Oh. Cairo escorted me to the dressing room. But we heard the sound of Rakugo being performed from within. Thinking the master was rehearsing, we decided to wait in the hall until he was done. That's right. Until just a few moments before Uendo entered the dressing room, Taifu Tornado was confirmed to still be alive. Oh damn. No! Not only that, but Uendo was on stage until just before he discovered the body. A bulletproof alibi that I have already confirmed with several audience members. Oh. Oh no! I also heard that his Rakugo performance that day was a steaming pile of... Well, you get the picture. Yeah, I'm afraid so. Really stunk up the place. Stunk up the stage, I did. And yet I have a perfect alibi. Indeed. Why not lend the coup de grace? On the defense by describing your alibi, witness. Okie dokie smoky. Oh my. So Uendo's alibi. I was on stage until just moments before I went into the dressing room. The entire audience was my witness. But my performance was a huge bust. Not a single soul left. I'll never be able to live down how terribly I bombed during that very important show. Oh. Okay. Uendo was on stage before he found the body, so he could not have committed this crime. Oh my god. Again? It is time to let it all go, defense, and move on. Well, get this, Prosecutor Sadmadi. The Write Anything Agency never gives up. We fight to the bitter end. Ooh. He's got beads. Allow me to say this once more. Let it go and move on. Nope. Ignored. And allow me to say once more, I'm never giving up. Never. This is pointless. You should have taken advantage of this opportunity while you could, you foolish child. Your worthless convictions only serve to prolong the accused's suffering. If words will not sway you, then perhaps pain will. Oh. Uh-oh. Where is it? Oh no! Oh no! Anything but this. Oh dear. It's magic. What's the big idea, Prosecutor Sadmadi? That was but a small dose of punishment for your misguided convictions. Are you now a bit more inclined to give up as instructed? As if. In that case, you must require another dose. Oh god, no. Oh yeah. Not bloody likely. Yes! I don't give two flips about your beliefs. But if Sykes Donald were to submit to you here, I won't be able to eat good soba anymore. That's right. Oh. That's right. For Mr. Wet's future and Prosecutor Blackwell's stomach. I will never give up. You will rue those words, defense. Of that I can assure you. Right, so Yuendo's alibi. I was on stage until just moments before I went into the dressing room. How can we be sure it was you who was on the stage? Or on that stage? Are you asking whether it could have been some imposter? No, I guess so. Unlike a big arena, a Rakugo Theatre is a cozy little place. It would be hard to fool an audience in such an intimate setting, don't you think? Yeah, I guess you're right. Good. I'm glad we could clear that up, because I guess you could say... Oh. I do like how the game's got a lot better in terms of tying each statement together. Because usually, like, I mean, it's only on, like, the first trilogy, I would say, is if you press something, it would kind of just cut at a really awkward point and then move on. Whereas these all seem to, like, lead into one another, which is nice. The entire audience was my witness. Was there anything special about the stage or your performance that you can tell me? No, it bombed. For example, were the lights dimmer than usual? Were there any problems or accidents? Not a thing. Everything was the same as always. Mr. Prosecutor, you questioned the audience, didn't you? Yes, of course. Apparently nothing seemed amiss to them. Except, well, one small thing. One small thing? Oh, it's so embarrassing. I tried my best, really, I did. So that's the one small thing. My performance was a huge bust. Not a single soul left. Do you have any idea what went wrong? I'm not sure if it was my performance or if it was just that particular audience. Or maybe it was the story I picked. But every entertainer knows that this kind of thing happens from time to time. I guess that makes sense. Still, I wonder how he could have flopped at his own commemorative show. Maybe I should dig into things a bit more. Ooh, number of audience members. Why do we care about the audience members? What did you perform? Could you tell me which Rakugo story you performed? I could, but I'm not sure if it would mean anything to the uninitiated. Initiated. Well, even if I might not get it, can't you at least try me? Alright, if you insist. The story I performed is called Tokisoba, otherwise known as Time Soba. Oh, Time Soba, huh? Maybe Yuendo's right. He's only said the name of the routine and I'm already lost. Ah, so you performed Time Soba, did you? What? You know it, Prosecutor Sadmari? In the course of my studies last night, I became familiar with a number of stories. I must say, Defense, you would do well to prepare better for your next trial. Simon, what's Time Sober about? Look it up yourself. Allow me to give an overview. The story takes place on a winter's night. A man orders a bowl of soba at a street stall. How you doing, sir? What can I get for you? I see you've got seaweed topped... Oh, crap. I'll read that in a sec. I'll just read all this when it's done. Is that really? How is that a funny story? Jesus Christ. How you doing, sir? What can I get for you? I see you've got seaweed-topped Hanamaki soba and mixed-topping Shippoku soba. I'll have a bowl of Shippoku, my good man. Sure is cold tonight, isn't it? But there's nothing like a hot bowl of noodles and soup to warm the soul. You know it, sir. One Shippoku. Coming right up. So how's business? Not so great, sir. Is that so? Well, that's great, because things can only get better from here, right? Well, prosecutor. The customer talks on and on like this. Finally, when he is done eating, he goes to pay for his soba. So how much do I owe you? That'll be 16 mon, sir. I see. Sorry, but I have only small change on me. I'll count the coins in your palm so you could hold out your hand for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hey, what time is it? It's 9, sir. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Thanks, and bye. What the fuck? Very well. Oh, very well done, Prosecutor said Maddie. That was excellent. Huh? I don't get it. What was so funny about that? Don't you see? The customer paid with coins, counting them out one by one. Then just after counting 8, he asked about the time. And the soba vendor answered with 9. Oh, now I get it. He made the vendor say 9. And then he continued counting from 10. Exactly. He cheated the soba vendor out of 1 mon with his smooth talking. The story continues with another man who saw the whole thing and tries to do the same. But he bungles the trick and ends up paying more than 16 mon for his soba. The story ends on that as the punchline. You can look up the rest of the details yourself. Or I'm sure Prosecutor Sadmonk over there would love to perform it for you after court. So basically, it's a story about a man cheating on his soba bill. That's kind of petty, isn't it? Is that really all you have to say about this classic story? Time soba is such a well-known staple of Rakugo that the skill... Okay. Okay. That the skill of the artist is critical in objection. Fine, so you studied a lot. But we haven't the time for a lecture detail right now, Prosecutor Sadmonk. Ah, I wanted to hear a little more. But I suppose it is off topic. Getting back to the matter at hand, Miss Sykes, the witness, stated that the story I performed is called Tokisoba, otherwise known as Time Soba. Would you like to add the statement to his testimony? Sure. Should I have that statement added to the testimony? Sure. Yes. Oh, yes, Your Honor, I'd like to have it added. Very well. What did... I remember reading about the Time Soba thing, but what was it? The story performed is called Tokisoba, otherwise known as Time Soba. Did he perform the wrong thing? Oh god, fucking hiccups. Oh, that's it! It was right. He performed the wrong thing. So I was correct. Uendo was supposed to do Soba Glutton, and then Tonido was going to finish it off with Time Soba. So yeah, okay. Present. You did the wrong thing, man. That's why you bombed. Sheesh. Uendo, isn't there something odd about the routine you performed? Odd? No, I don't think there's anything odd about it. But that's exactly what I find odd. The fact that you don't think it's odd.
Objection.
I'm lost. We are discussing the witness's alibi at the moment, defense. The show's program is completely irrelevant. Not true! That's where you're wrong, Prosecutor Sadmadi. The reason being, it contradicts the statement the witness just made. Uendo, do you know what this is? No, what is it? It's a piece of paper. This is an invitation to the show, sent from Master Tornado to Prosecutor Blackwell. Included in the invitation is a rundown of the show's program, which clearly states that Time Soba was to be performed by Master Tornado himself. No. Yes. We really like hitting the desk twice. Uendo, why did you perform the routine your master was scheduled to do? Well, you see, the reason for that is... How do I say this? You see, let's say it was a prank. That's right. It was just a little joke, you see. I'm just trying to surprise Shiso by performing his routine before he did. Sure. I don't know if I buy that. Was doing the victim's routine really just for laughs, or... Hey, didn't Simon happen to hear Time Sober coming from the dressing room? Oh, he heard it from the TV! During Uendo's performance on stage. It seems like too much of a coincidence. Wait, can it be? What's the matter? You look like a hen with a dozen eggs to lay. Stop comparing me to birds. Then cease this bird-brained timidity. If something has occurred to you, then lay it out for us already. Don't breed resentment in those watching your performance. Okay. I don't have a ton of confidence in this theory, but here goes. It looks like Uendo's alibi checks out, Your Honor, but... even though he was on stage at the time, he may have been trying to... oh god. He may have been trying to... fuck. Fuck. Whatever. That word. Obfuscate. A crucial detail about this case. So they heard it from the TV. Are you referring to the sober bill the man tried to skimp on in the witness's story? No. I'm not talking about the Rakugo story, Your Honor. Oh, I'm sorry, but then, what are you talking about, Miss Sykes? Give me a chance and I'll tell you. What Uendo may have been trying to deceive us about was... oh, it'd be the time, because they thought it was him. Because they even said they couldn't tell. Like, they couldn't hear him well enough to be able to tell if it was him or not. Yeah, the time of the victim's death. Uendo tried to deceive us about the time of the victim's death. What? What gibberish? Prosecutor Blackwell even testified to the time of the victim's death. I know. But he only testified that way because he and Gairu had been completely taken in. You mean, by the sober bill thing? Would you please forget about the story for a second, Your Honor? I was deceived? Pray tell, how did Uendo manage to deceive two people while he was performing on stage? That's easy. All he had to do was use a certain prop in the dressing room. Oh, and what might that be? The prop Uendo used was... move it a bit further. I don't think that would work. The TV! This TV was used to view what was happening on the stage. Prosecutor Blackwell, when you came to the dressing room, what was Uendo doing? He was performing Time Sober. Blast, could it be? Yes, it could, and it was. What you and Gairu heard was not Master Tenedo practicing his routine. It was Uendo's performance as heard through this TV monitor's speakers. What? With the TV just inside the inner door of the dressing room, it could easily be heard from the hallway outside. And because we knew that Master Tenedo was scheduled to perform Time Sober, we were easily manipulated into thinking he was still alive at the time, rehearsing. Yes, your knowledge of the day's program is why the two of you could be fooled this way. Simon, did the voice you hear belong to Master Tenedo? With the doors in the way, I couldn't tell exactly who the voice belonged to. But because I heard Time Sober, I just assumed it was Master Tenedo. Ooh, that's different. Can't believe I was taken in by such a simple mind game. All of that is mere conjecture. Where's your proof, defense? Uendo moved the TV back when he discovered the body. After all, he couldn't very well leave it by the door, because then somebody might figure out the trick he'd been playing. There's one more thing about Uendo's actions that's suspicious, and that is the fact that he flopped so badly on such an important occasion. What's so suspicious about that? Even pros slip up once in a while, you know? But I believe that this time it was intentional. Because Uendo knew it'd be strange to hear laughter coming from the dressing room. Oh. Oh my. Yeah, that makes sense. It's all just a bit too perfect to be sheer coincidence. Plus, if the voice prosecutor blackmailing Garu Heard was due to Uendo's scheming, then the victim's time of death could have been earlier than 4 PM. A whole lot earlier. In other words, Uendo could have killed Master Tornado himself. We've got you by the stones now, Uendo, so you'd better confess everything. Ooh. Oh boy. Well, witness, what do you have to say for yourself? Speak up, boy. We demand an explanation. Uendo! I confess. I tampered with the crime scene. Okay, he didn't outright say he killed him. Just that he tampered with the crime scene. Is it the defense's claim that Uendo Tornado is the true murderer in this case? If he tampered with the crime scene, then we have to at least consider him a suspect. Hold it. No, wait just 1 minute. Yes, I admit to messing with the dressing room, but I didn't kill Shisho. Then why did you tamper with the crime scene? I refuse to answer that question. What? Was he gonna start chanting? Nope. If you suspect this witness, then I have a question for you. What could it be this time? Uendo had absolutely no reason to murder Taifu Tornado. After all, why would Uendo kill the man who recognized his skills and promoted him? Oh. Well, his motive was, can't think of a single thing. It appears you are also not aware of one other fact. And that is that the accused visited the dressing room before 4 PM as well. Is it not natural, then, to suppose that the accused killed the victim at that time? What? Nobody told me Mr. Wet had also gone before 4 PM. We were only discussing the time frame after 4 PM, so I didn't think to mention it. But now that you have made the time period before 4 PM relevant... Uh-oh. I don't like where this is going. So you really do not know what your client was doing during that time frame, do you? Well, it was all very sudden, and, why did you wait until the very last second to contact me, Simon? Don't give me that look. And just so you know, Bucky never told me he had visited the Master before 4 PM either. This sort of thing is exactly why that prosecutor calls us unprepared. Or keeps calling us unprepared. The defense will stop squabbling this instant. Sorry, Your Honor. Prosecutor Sadmadi, please continue. Thank you, Your Honor. Defense, you know of the sober-making implements in the dressing room, correct? Is he talking about the equipment for making soba noodles? Yeah. You speak of the large bowl that is used to mix buckwheat flour and water. The long rolling pin and the special knife that is used to cut the dough into noodles. Precisely. These tools all come from the accused's soba shop. You mean they didn't belong to Master Tornado? Mr. Wet had visited the dressing room to give the victim a soba making lesson. And that visit was before 4 PM. I'm afraid that after the accused kneaded the dough and made those noodles... he committed the act of murder. But wait, there's more. That doesn't add up. If Mr. Wet killed the victim before 4 PM, why would he return to that room at a later time? Wait, now what's happening? Boom. Boom. Wait. Oh, it's Bucky. He has a skateboard? Chilled soba, $6.80. Wet soba, you're cutting caboodle when it comes to noodles. Oh my. Hiya, Ms. Chickadee. Hey, Simey. The reason I went back is because Master Tornado ordered uncooked noodles. Oh god. Mr. Wet. close. Yesterday I brought noodle making tools to the dressing room at around 2 PM. That's when Master Tornado ordered uncooked soba noodles to stock up on. Uncooked noodles to stock up on. Oh, that's what's on the floor. Yes, ma'am. Master Tornado kept a supply of soba noodles from my shop in his fridge. He only had one serving left, so I went back to my shop to get some more. One serving of noodles in the fridge, but I thought the fridge was practically empty. Anyway, the whereabouts of the missing noodles isn't all that important right now. Well, now. You ran into me and Gairu when you came back to deliver the uncooked soba, correct? That's right, Saimi. I made time out of my busy day to deliver him the noodles. Oh damn. And you know what? He ignored me when I called to him from the inner doorway. He just kept mumbling Rekigo lines for ages. So I got mad and went back to my soba shop. Ah, so that's why you got mad. If what you're saying is true, then there's no way he could be the murderer. I swear I'm telling the truth, Ms. Chica. Oh. Bailiff, quick! Get this man to the infirmary! Ah, dear. Well, there's that, I guess. Well, I dare say he's quite the handful. Yeah. Your Honour, please accept the statements Mr. Wet made just now into evidence. Oh, okay. I believe the accused's statement about going to the room at around 2 PM is true. For it falls within the victim's estimated time of death. That opens up the possibility that the crime was committed between 2 and 4 PM. That's some critical information. Yes, Your Honour. But other than that one point, Mr. Wet's statements are dubious and without proof.
Objection!
But they are the words of the defendant himself. Simon, back me up here. He has a point. If I were the prosecutor, I wouldn't accept them either. While I understand the defence's feelings on the matter, this court is unable to accept anything other than the time the defendant made his visit. Now what do I do? I trust you have no further objections, defense. At last the time has come to send send the soul of the victim onward to the Twilight Realm.
Silence!
What are you yammering on about, Prosecutor Sadmonk? We still have something we need to question Uendo about. We do? Like what? Well, don't just stand there. But we don't have any evidence left to present. Have you forgotten already? Isn't there still a hidden witness you have yet to question? A hidden witness? Owen! Oh, that's right. Your Honour, there's still one more issue we haven't finished discussing yet. Oh? And what is this bit of unfinished business? We haven't finished discussing this issue related to Uendo. Owen! We still have to discuss the possibility of a fourth personality, the one named Owen. Are you suggesting that this fourth personality of Uendo's might be the true culprit? Jeez, not that again. I told you we don't know anything about this Owen. Look, Uendo, I know you don't have any motive to kill your master, but this Owen may have one for all we know. Come clean now, Uendo. You've got another personality stashed away, haven't you? Please tell us everything you know about Owen. That's enough. Jeez. The witness has already stated that he knows not of any Owen character. Bravo! You tell him, Mr. Prosecutor. Ooh, music stopped. Hey, Patches. If you claim you don't know Owen when you really do, that's tantamount to perjury. If you want to exercise your right to remain silent, however, well, that's a different story. Do not listen to the depraved prosecutor, witness. You will be tainted with his evil. Do you have any idea how dark and cold a prison cell is? I exercise my right to remain silent. What's this now? Changing horses in midstream, are you? Shut up, I will remain silent and that's it. Patches, you fools, you stay out of this. Oh dear, they're arguing amongst themselves. Patches is not the brightest bulb in that box you call a noggin, is he? The fact that he switched from I don't know any Owen to I will remain silent. is proof that he does know about Owen. There it is again, Simon's formidable psychological manipulation tactic. I'm sure glad he's on my side today. Yeah, but he wasn't for the entirety of Dual Destinies. Sheesh. Well, he was on our side... Well, he wasn't on anybody's side, but he was against us for basically the entire game, except for the final case of Dual Destinies. You dirty, despicable, depraved prosecutor, you were leading the witness. Witness, there is no need for you to submit yourself to the defense's questioning. Your Honour, Uendo is definitely hiding something. Please allow me to question this witness about the existence of Owen. I suppose only this witness can confirm or deny the existence of Owen for us. Very well, I will allow the defense to proceed. Yeah! Fuck you, Nayuta. Volkunko. Haha, I win. About Owen. I've never met any personality named Owen. Patches was just blurting out nonsense in a panic. We're always aware, so we definitely notice if a personality like that showed up. How dare you treat me like a criminal based on mere conjecture? Damn. Oh, how am I supposed to deal with the testimony of 3 personalities? Unless you can prove the existence of Owen here, it's all over. You'd best screw your courage to the sticking place. And attack their testimony head on. Alright, I will. Just stop piling the pressure on me. I have to draw out some info. Anything to drag Owen out into the open. Well, it's time to press. It's quite cool that it's a testimony with every personality chiming in. I also like how the hair changes, depending on the personality. As well as, you know, just how they look. That changes too. Any personality named Owen... How do we know you're telling the truth? Met, huh? Is that how you experience each other? Like people meeting on the street? Well, it's more like all 3 of us are always here. And the personality that's most suited to the moment is the one that comes out. So when you're out, Uendo, what are the other 2 doing? Well, we never know when our turn will come, right? So we stand by and listen. So that means all 3 of you share the same memories. Indeed. I never really thought about it, but I guess that's right. I see. Thank you. Please continue. Blurting out nonsense in a panic. Patches, can I have a word with you, please? My hello, you rang. You said at first that you didn't know anybody named Owen, but then you exercised your right to remain silent. Were you afraid of committing perjury? You see... I'll take over from here if you don't mind. Listen, I hate to say it, but Patches is about as smart as a sack of rocks. If you grill him with a bunch of highfalutin words, he's going to want to keep silent. I see. So looking after loose-tongued Patches, it's your role, is it, Miss Kisagawa? Well, I don't know about that, but anyway. I do know that Patches was just flustered, and that's why he'd decided to remain silent. Yeah, okay. There's Patches. We're always aware, so we definitely notice if a personality like that showed up. But what if for some reason you 3 were unconscious at the time of the incident? If the 3 of you weren't alert and aware, what would happen? What would happen? I'm not even sure what you mean. I mean, you 3 share the same memories, right? But what if Owen is different? What if he has memories separate from yours? Maybe Owen emerges when the 3 of you are unaware or unconscious. Oh. Instead of speaking as if this 4th personality is a foregone conclusion, I suggest you prove his existence first. Well, we've already seen 3 personalities, a 4th wouldn't be a stretch. You dishonor the victim and this court by jumping to such conclusions without proof. Have you ever heard these old sayings? Prosecutor said Marty. What happens twice will happen thrice. If you see one, there are likely 30 in your home. I'm basing my theory on such premises. Comparing us to cockroaches, do we bug you that much, girlie? But how do you intend to prove it? How will you prove that all 3 personalities became unconscious, as you say? Unless you can do that, all of this talk is merely empty speculation. Well, Don't be so timid. If you don't have it, then find it. Look for something that could render Uendo and the others unconscious. Simon's right, I can't back down now. For my client, Mr. Wet, I have to. Wait, Mr. Wet? Let me rest. Maybe if I were a lump of regular flour dough food or noodles. But I'm fresh like my soba. No, you don't let soba dough rest. It's all about the 3 freshes. Grind the buckwheat seeds fresh, cut the dough fresh, and boil the noodles fresh. What? Oh, is that why that was highlighted? 3 fresh. It's blacked out. Mr. Wet. Falling unconscious. Wait a minute, I think I've got it. Miss Sykes? Do you have proof to back up your theory? Yeah. Yes, Your Honor, I do. The proof is right here in this crime photo. It is? It is? In that case, please point out what supports your theory. Ah! This most likely is what caused Uendo to lose consciousness. Really? Sake? Is it sake? This is probably what made Uendo lose consciousness. Ah yes, the sake. And isn't it just like Master Tornado to pick a fine brand like Camel? Sake? Oh, you mean rice wine. Oh please, don't call it rice wine. That's so unsophisticated. And it's not even wine. Silly girl. I must agree. You need to become more cultured, Athena. Tomato. It's made of rice and people get drunk from drinking it, right? It's called sake. End of story. Fine. Sake it is then. Hi, caramba. Everybody's so touchy about these things. I recall Master Tornado would often have a drink or 2 before performing. He said it made him more eloquent. Drinking too much of the stuff can make one lose consciousness though, of course. And look, there were 2 glasses on the table. Uendo, I believe your master offered you some sake. And then you must have drank too much and passed out. That's when your 4th personality, Owen, emerged. I drank sake? Oh, that's a good one. I'm underage. We have a real sweet tooth, you see, so yes, we did accept a sugary red bean bun. But since we really dislike sake, we said no, thank you to that. Believe it or not, we're real weak when it comes to booze. Even a tiny drop can knock us right out. So you see, I had a sweet manju bun, but I didn't drink any sake. What? Well, that can't be right. The defense demands that the glasses be examined right away. You amateur! Did you really think I had not already done so? Your foolishness is beyond the pale. Don't tell me. There was no trace of the witness having touched either of the glasses, naturally. Right, of course. Miss Sykes, would you like the witness's statement added to his testimony? Yes, please, Your Honor. Very well. I had a sweet manju bun, but I didn't drink any sake. Do I have anything? I'm just like looking. Do I have out? Camel! Wait a minute. Was that using the note? Not the note, the label? Oh, it's from that! Oh, right, yeah, half of it. Half of one. It was written on the wrapping from the looks of things. Do I present that then? And to say, you wrote this note.
Objection!
This shows what most likely made Uendo lose consciousness. That note? Are you feeling lightheaded, child? Or perhaps a bit peckish? I'm not hungry, and my head feels just fine, thank you very much. Look at the paper this note is written on. Isn't there something familiar about it? What exactly is your point, Defense? It's got a camel on it. This faint design here reminds me of the paper from... the sake. Yep, it's a piece of the wrapping paper on the box of manju buns by the victim on the floor. Oh, it spilled off the table into it. Ah! Uendo, you may not have drunk any sake, but you did eat a sweet red bean bun, right? Well, yes, that's right. I don't know if you're aware of it or not, Uendo, but I believe the manju you ate caused you to fall unconscious. The bean bun? But how? Because those buns contained a secret ingredient. A very punchy secret ingredient at that. Yeah, the sake. A punchy secret ingredient. Yes. The design on the wrapping paper matches that of something else in the room. It does? I'm just going off of the assumption that it's spilled into it, but maybe they actually contain sake. Oh, they probably do. The design on this object matches that of the manju box's wrapping paper. Plus, if that was knocked over, it would be knocked over, not stood up. So they were filled with sake? He only managed half of them. The camel pattern. It's the same as the one for camel brand sake. So they were sake buns. So just as Uendo said, he didn't drink any sake per se. But he did eat some. Impossible. Uendo had a camel brand red bean bun, which boasts a nice shot of sake as one of its ingredients. So the defense is claiming that Uendo passed out after consuming a camel sweet bun, which allowed a false personality named Owen to emerge. Is that correct? Yes, Your Honor. That's exactly what I'm claiming. But there's one thing that bothers me. Wouldn't the alcoholic content of the buns evaporate as they are steamed? In order to give them a stronger flavour. Some manju are specially made to retain as much of their alcoholic content as possible. What kind of lightweight do you think I am? Even I wouldn't pass out from eating a simple manju. Then how about we test that theory? What do you say, Your Honor? Seeing is believing, as they say. Very well, I will allow a test. Thanks, Your Honor. Simon, go buy us some camel manju on the double. And don't forget to get me one too, okay? Why must I... While you're at it, Prosecutor Blackwell, you'll get one for me as well. I'm not the courthouse stable boy, you know. Oh, Taka. Hey! But just this once, I'll acquiesce. Taka, I'm counting on you. Bye-bye, birdie. And all of you had better pay me back. Oh, but I thought it would be your treat, Prosecutor Blackwell. What a shame. Now then, let us adjourn until the manju arrive by carrier hawk. Court will reconvene as soon as Taka returns. Oh my. What the hell, this trial's awesome. To be continued? Wait, that can't be the midway point. It's been 2.5 hours. There's no way this is a 5-hour fucking case. Or trial. There. Alright, we're back. Are we gonna be in the lobby? District Court. Oh no, we're in the courtroom. We didn't actually adjourn anywhere. Now that the sweet buns have arrived, this court is back in session. Go on, Uendo. Eat up. Nice flavour. You can really taste the sake. That was delicious. Here's a unique sweetness and the faint aroma of sake. Yeah, I hardly think that anyone could pass out from eating something like this. What's the matter, you endo? You're not afraid of a tiny manju, are you? Or are you scared of how many calories it has? Hey, don't be ridiculous. A sweet little snack like this couldn't possibly... I mean, it could never. Get to it. Less bleating, more eating, witness. Fine, whatever. So what happens? Is it gonna be a cutscene? Oh, wow. See, I told you, it don't affect me in the slightest. I think that's Patches. We might be lightweight. But come on. Nobody's that light. There's the other. Seriously, nobody gets drunk off of one little butt. Oh dear. So is this Owen? Oh! Wait. Oh god. It looks like it worked. Oh my. Witness, please tell the court your name and occupation. Oh. Okay. My name is Owen. I knew it. I'm 5. Okay, it can't have been him then. You're 5 years old? Am I in trouble? Please don't yell at me. Oh god. So he is Uendo's 4th personality. Yep, it's looking unlikely. I'd hardly think a child like him could have had to murder the victim. And even if he had a motive, could he have actually committed the murder? That's a very good point. Owen does appear to be very timid and weak. Great. It seems the defense was hoping this hidden personality would be the real killer. But now that he is standing here before us, it's clear that none of Uendo's personalities can be the killer. No! Oh, we were so close. Where can he even go from here? Shisho. Owen, do you know something about what happened to your master? Oh my god. Come on, buddy. Won't you tell Auntie Athena what happened? What a scary lady. I'm not scary. Look. Oh god. Look at Auntie's big smile. Tell me about your master, please. Pretty please, with sugar on top. Okay. Shisho was super nice. He always played with me. Just like a real grandpa. I love Shisho. Athena, do you sense anything behind his words? I sense his sadness. Sadness so pure it's heartrending, but no discord. Prosecutor Sadmadi is right. Owen isn't the killer. Maybe he saw something. But then, don't you find it odd? Find what odd? Let's review what we've learned so far. Uendo rearranged the Karuta cards to pin the blame on Bucky. Well, that's because the original message implicated Owen. But Owen is only 5 years old and absolutely adores Master Tornado. Exactly. The other 3 personalities also have no motive for murder. If Owen isn't the true culprit, then the person who first laid out the cards probably would have been Master Tornado. So then, who did it? Defense? Did the appearance of Owen help you figure anything out? Yes, Your Honor. I now know who it was that first laid out the Karuta cards. But I thought it was the victim, right? No, Your Honor. I don't believe it was. The one who first arranged the Karuta cards on the table was none other than the true killer. Uendo's 5th personality. Yeah, okay. I believe the person who laid the cards out is the very person who killed Typhoon Tornado. How quickly you move on to a new target when your Owen theory proves false. You porkunkin. I don't know what a porkunkin is, but I know I am definitely not one. But before you start with the sermons, why don't you hear me out? Yes, let's hear the defense's reasoning. Please proceed, Miss Sykes. But if you are bluffing, I won't go easy on you. Understood. I understand. Your Honor, now then, please recall the original crime scene. Who did the Karuta cards name when the scene was discovered. Owen. Oh no, they named... yeah, wet number 4. Let's see. I believe they implicated the defendant, Bucky Wet. That's right. But we then found out that the message originally read Owen 4th. Which implicated the young boy, Owen. Exactly, and the person who rearranged the cards was undoubtedly Uendo. Uendo may have kept silent, but we can be sure he already knew his master was dead. His tampering with the crime scene using the TV all but proves it. I confess. I tampered with the crime scene. The reason Uendo rearranged the Karuta cards and moved the TV was because he saw the Owen 4th message and was convinced Owen had committed the crime. Right on, Prosecutor Blackwell. It would seem that Owen and the other 3 personalities don't share the same memories. But really, there is no 4th personality, it's just the 3 of us in here. Uendo feared that Owen had killed Master Tornado, so he tried to hide Owen from us. Oh dear. It turns out Owen is but a 5-year-old child, incapable of hurting a fly, let alone his beloved master. So naturally, the culprit must be somebody else. And this somebody else, the true killer, tried to pin the crime on Owen. Oh man. I see. That does make sense. Of course you'd object. This is not but conjecture, composed of half-truths and fantasy. Who, then, do you maintain murdered the victim? I believe Owen might know something about that. We're not saying he did it. I refuse to allow such impromptu testimony. All from a 5-year-old, no less. Such a young child is incapable of producing anything coherent. The heart. But your desperation is disgraceful. You should realize when it is time to let go and move on. I saw it. Ooh. I saw Shisho getting... Owen, you do know something, don't you? Yeah. Oh my, is this true? If so, we must have Owen testify immediately. Don't you agree, Prosecutor Sadmardi? Aha! It's alright, Owen. Go ahead and tell us what you know. Whew. Getting interesting. It's getting spicy. It's quite big for a 5-year-old. I saw it. Shisho was standing with a knife in his hand. Blood was dripping onto Shisho's face, getting it all red. I couldn't move at all. I was so scared, I passed out. Oh. This is eyewitness testimony from the moment of the murder. Owen, can you tell us anything else about what you saw? I was so scared. So scared. Poor kid. Owen! His emotions are spiraling out of control. Something must have really frightened him. Is this going to be a heart testimony then? Is he alright? His emotions are running wild because he's trying to recall something frightening to him. I recommend a therapy session right away. I see. Yes, please do whatever you can to help the poor boy. Right, will do, Your Honor. I better find the cause of these out-of-control emotions, pronto. Alright, so we need a probe. Let's do it! Oh damn. Shisho was standing with a knife in his hand. Oh, that was the buckwheat knife. Oh god. Blood was dripping onto Shisho's face, getting it all red. I would probably say it's this. Kinda horrifying. Blood. I mean, that would be pretty horrifying for anybody, let alone a 5-year-old. Yeah, blood was dripping down onto Shisho's face. Blood? I don't remember seeing any blood on in the crime scene photos. And also that. Besides, if the victim was standing upright, how could blood drip down onto his face? As I expected, all we managed to obtain from this child is a tale he dreamt up. I guess it's a little weird for blood to drip onto the victim's face if he was standing up. Unless it dripped down from the ceiling or something. What do you think, Simon? I don't know. Owen's one confused and upset kid right now, so who knows how accurate his memory is. Maybe it's time for that thing instead. What? Huh? What thing? That thing that you and your cohorts do. What do you call it? Rotate your thinking about? Oh, turn your thinking around. Yes, whatever. It's the same thing either way. No, it isn't. Who's ever heard of rotating your thinking? I mean, rotate is... Hey, wait a minute. What? You know what, Simon? In this case, I think rotate... Oh, just might work perfectly after all. Come again? All I have to do is rotate things by 90 degrees. When he saw his master, Owen must have been... Oh! He was lying on the floor, I would guess. Doing a handstand. Yeah! Lying on the floor. Owen must have been lying on the floor when he witnessed his master's murder. What? That's the conclusion I arrived at when I rotated my thinking by 90 degrees. Which means that all of the visuals in my matrix were off by 90 degrees. And... this means Master Tornado was also lying on the floor, which solves another mystery. And which mystery is that? The mystery of how blood could have been dripping onto the victim's face. It becomes much easier to imagine how that could happen if he was lying down. Like someone bleeding onto Master Tornado from somewhere up above him. I remember now. Somebody was sitting up on top of Mr. Shiso. On top of Shiso. Shisho. God. Keep calling him Shiso. So trying to recall his master's bloody killer is what spooked Owen originally. The blood that stained the victim's face red came from the person sitting on top of him. The victim was holding a knife, so he likely nicked his attacker as he was fighting back. This means his assailant was injured on their face somewhere. Like the forehead, perhaps? Assuming the victim and his attacker were face to face, then yes. I see. So that is what happened. But if I recall correctly, the accused has a fresh bandage on his forehead, does he not? Ah, fuck. Yeah, he does. On his eyebrow. Bugger. Shoot. That injury of Mr. Webb is conclusive evidence that he committed this murder. Why? Oh, it keeps going back to bite us in the arse. It seems you have dug yourself into a pit you cannot crawl out of. Oh, pardon me. Even though I figured out the reason for Owen's out-of-control emotions, all I did was raise further suspicion against my own client. What do I do now? What do I do? What's the matter? You aren't thinking of throwing in the towel, are you? But it looks so bad for Bucky. I mean, he had both motive and opportunity. Plus, he has that injury on his forehead. Your Honor, I sense that the defense is finally ready to let it go and move on. Well, Miss Sykes, I understand that you don't want to give up on your client, but I won't allow you to prolong this trial without a good reason. Oh boy. Well, that lawyer did her best, but all the signs point to the defendant's guilt. Maybe it's time she gave up. She tried everything she could. God, you are not helping. I really, really don't want to back down, but...
Silence!
Thank you, Simon. Athena? Are you having doubts about Bucky's innocence? I wouldn't say that, it's just... Do you remember what you said to Bucky earlier this morning? You mean, you believe me, ma'am? Of course. No matter what, I'll believe in you to the very end. Were those just empty words? Of course not. It's just that all the cards are stacked against us. Are you still stuck on that line of thinking? Oh, damn. Motive, opportunity, and an injury to his forehead. Is that all it takes to make you stop believing in your client? Tell me again, who are you to Bucky? I'm his Ms. Jiggity lawyer. Then do your duty and believe in him until the very end. I will. Simon's absolutely right. I'm Bucky's lawyer, and he's depending on me. Was not expecting him to grab us and shake her around. Defense team, please. No fighting in the courtroom. Yeah, we're fine now. The defense is ready to resume, Your Honor. Prosecutor Blackwell was just giving me a pep talk, that's all. Thank you, Prosecutor. I didn't do it for your sake. I did it for the future of Wet Sober. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I got it. The defense would like to now continue with Owen's therapy session. Owen, would you be alright with that? Okay. So somebody was sitting up on top of Shisho, bleeding from their head. And smooshing something into Shisho's face. That's funny. What is it? I still hear discord in Owen's voice, but I don't sense any inconsistencies between his statements and his emotions. There don't seem to be any contradictions in his testimony itself either. So that's it, huh? Did you figure something out? Your ability to sense emotions is making you focus too much on his feelings, Athena. But there's actually something he's being very vague about in his testimony. If you can clarify what he's feeling uncertain about with some evidence, you should be able to move forward from there. Okay, that makes sense. I'll give it a try. I'll just update the mid matrix with the new information, and then we'll be ready to go. So I just need to present some evidence on what Owen is being vague about, huh? Okay. Do I even have evidence? He's on the floor. Oh god, he looks so stupid. Oh dear. Right, yeah. Do I have anything? I don't have anything. I could press. Maybe. Oh wait, no. I could actually present the crime scene photo and then point into that. Yeah, something... smooshing something. So if I present the crime scene report... Objection! It'll probably want me to point out what I'm after, or on about. Let's put a name to the thing Owen's uncertain of, shall we? By identifying the murder weapon that was used to suffocate the victim. Fortunately for us, I spy the murder weapon. Right here in this crime scene photo. Unfortunately for you, I spy nothing of the sort. And the police did not spy anything of the sort during their investigation either. Pray tell, where is this murder weapon you see? You don't see it because it no longer looks the way it did when it was used as a weapon. Ah, there we go. This is what the killer pressed into Master Tornado's face. The Soba! Noodles. The mystery person that Owen saw pressed Soba into the victim's face, thereby suffocating him. No way! I grow weary of your tasteless jokes. How could anyone commit murder with soft, delicate Soba? The noodles would instantly fall apart if they were pressed into someone's face. Yes, I agree. Well, I disagree. There is a way the Soba could have been used to suffocate the victim. What? You will explain your theory at once, Miss Sykes. To kill Master Tornado, the culprit must have smothered him with... uncut Soba dough. Yeah, it would have been the dough. Boom, boom, boom. Balled up Soba noodles. Yeah, dough. The culprit must have used the Soba before it was cut into noodles. In other words, the murder weapon was raw Soba dough. What? My god. One way of killing somebody. Sheesh. Order. Order in the court. Yes, Soba dough could definitely be used to suffocate someone, couldn't it? Are you alright, Prosecutor Sadmadi? I was just letting the soul of the victim know that the accused will finally face justice, thanks to the foolish lawyer before me. Oh. Soba? Dough? What are you talking about? Allow me to summarize your statements. Yep. As the accused was killing the victim, he was slashed in the face by the victim's knife. The weapon he used to suffocate the victim with was the dough in the dressing room. He then disposed of the murder weapon by cutting the soba dough into noodles. Oh god. Why, you smarmy? Afterwards, the accused put the victim's face into the bowl of soba noodles and broth to wash off the blood that had dripped onto the victim's face from his own. And there you have it, the true sequence of events behind this foul affair. Now wait just a minute, I never once said that Mr. Wet was the culprit. Who but the accused knows how to cut dough into noodles, defense? That's a very good point, Prosecutor said Marty. I heard that cutting soba dough into uniform noodles requires considerable training. But then what about the dying message? How do you explain that? The defendant wouldn't have known about Uendo's Owen personality. Perhaps the victim was simply playing with the cards, and they hold no other meaning. Perhaps he spelled Owen's name in jest sometime before his murder. That's true, from Owen's testimony it's clear that Mr. Tornado cared for the boy. It appears we've arrived at a compelling conclusion. Taken together, all of these points paint a convincing picture of the defendant's guilt. No. Owen, is there anything else you can tell us? It doesn't matter how small of a detail, anything will do. Oh, you're scaring me. Wow. I'm sorry, Owen. Auntie Athena didn't mean to raise her voice. I have to be gentler with him. I can't forget he's only 5 years old. No need to be scared, okay, sweetie? Just tell us anything you can remember. Well, when I woke up, the person who killed Shisho was standing over me, bleeding from their head. Owen, you saw the killer's face? Oops, I did it again. So who was it, Owen? Do you remember? I don't know who it was. I'm picking up some noise. That means there's still something to uncover in Owen's testimony. Goddamn. I don't know what Owen saw, but suffice it to say we are analysing the dreams of a child. You've wasted enough of our time, defense. Let it go and move on. No! There's still discord in Owen's heart that needs to be addressed. Therefore, I can't give in here. Owen, do you think you can continue your testimony for us? Okay. I'll enter the new info and run an update then. Woo! Let's go. I think we're close. It's been 3 hours though. Hot damn. So, okay, Shisho had blood on his face and a knife in his hand. Oh look, it actually bounces. He was on the floor and somebody was smooshing dough into his face. I couldn't move at all. I was so scared I passed out. And then when I woke up, the person who killed Shisho was standing over me. Why are you happy? That's confusing. My master's killer! How do you do? Despite witnessing the culprit's terrible crime firsthand, Owen experienced a positive feeling. One of relief? The person the witness saw was no stranger, rather it was the accused. Therefore, it is only natural that he felt some level of relief when he saw a familiar face. Defense, end this madness and sully your soul no more. Owen, who did you see? That nice smell. I love the smell of that perfume. It's Gairu. Oh. It's Gairu. Okay. It's the smell of something. You can do it. Try to remember, Owen. The smell of... Oh, I passed out. It's fine, we know who it is. The only person that smells of perfume. Owen. Damn. It's Gairu. Gairu? What did I call her? Gairu? G-E-I? Yeah, whatever. Gairu. Seems Owen is now resting in the infirmary. They certainly have their hands full today down there. Let's continue with the trial. Despite Owen's testimony, it is the opinion of this humble servant of the Holy Mother that the child's words were insufficient to clear the accused of suspicion. Wrong. But what about the scent of perfume Owen mentioned? I believe it's a clue that will lead us to the true culprit. But there are thousands of perfumes in the world. It could even be the scent of the hair product the accused uses. He does have one amazing hairstyle, so that's certainly possible. The witness is a 5-year-old boy. He cannot tell the difference between conventional perfumes and hair products. Why couldn't you have gone for a crew cut or something, Bucky? What's more, the only person who can cut soba noodles with such precision is the accused, and no other. Oh man, how am I supposed to argue with that? And so, the person Owen saw at the scene of the crime can only be the accused, Bucky Wet. Wrong. Wait. Who said hold it? What the? Oh, it's Bucky. Hey! I never use hair products or anything with a smell. If I wore something like that, the smell would get into soba. Oh, there we go. Boom, check it. Oh, it's on a skateboard. I was wondering what was happening. Oh! Mr. Wet, aren't you supposed to be resting in the infirmary? Whatever. You think I'd let my soba stink of perfume? Try that chilled soba for yourself and see. I believe we have no choice but to try it. Strictly for examination purposes, of course. Now then, let's dig in, shall we? God, this has just been a trial of eating. Slurp, slurp, slurp. No smell. That was delightful. Oop. Well, I'm satisfied that there are no traces of hair products or perfumes in Mr. Wet's soba. First, sweet bean buns, and now savoury soba. What a delectable trial this has been. This texture is different from the soba I had the other day. It reminds me of a dish we have in Karain called Banu Poon. What you think, Ms. Chiggity? My soba's pretty good, isn't it? It's delicious. Don't you think so, Simon? It still pales in comparison to his late father's cuisine. So, Simon, why are you always gonna be so hard on me? Bailiff, take the defendant back to the infirmary at once for some rest. Peace out. Rest? Hey, I ain't a lump of plain old wheaty udon dough, you know? I'm fresh like my soba. You don't like soba dough rest? Oh god, it's about the 3 freshes of soba. Yes, we know. Grind the seeds fresh, cut the dough fresh, and boil the noodles fresh. Bye-bye. My god, what has this trial been? Apart from crazy. Jesus. Good grief, what a defendant. At least Bucky wasn't the source of the perfume smell. Wait, smelly perfume. Looks like you remembered something. The phrase smelly perfume reminded me of a certain somebody. Oh? And who might that be? There's only one person that comes to mind. We don't really have many options. The phrase smelly perfume reminded me of this person. Yes, the woman with wonderful balloons. Gairu. Gairu Tornado. Yes, she did smell very nice, didn't she? Just a moment, defense. You would throw suspicion on Gairu now because of a scent. Your Honor, there is no need to go along with these ever-changing claims of the defense. Suppose their claims have been awfully inconsistent. But Gairu could have been at the crime scene. Yes, but... You'll get to see those balloons of hers if we get... Oh my god, if we call her back to the witness stand. How vulgar. His Honor is not interested in such things. Setting the matter of her balloons aside entirely. I do believe it's appropriate to ask Gairu some questions, given the circumstances. This has nothing to do with her balloons, of course. Oh, you dirty man. Thank you, Your Honor. Oh my god. So many boob references, Jesus. Thank you for calling this disciple of the Tornado School of Rakugo back for an encore. It's me, the balloon artist you all know and love, Gairu Tornado. 1, 2, oh god, they wobble. Yeah, just... oh god, yep. At least he followed it up with what wonderful balloon artistry and not what wonderful balloons. Your Honor, please. Now then, what would you like me to make for you this time? Actually, I called you back for more testimony. But I'm all talked out. This case has left me completely deflated. What? You didn't find that funny? Anyway, what exactly is going on, Simon? It seems the person who murdered Master Tornado was wearing perfume. And you were the only person I could think of who wears perfume. Wait, you mean I'm a suspect now? Gairu, you knew about Owen, right? Well, yes. I often played with him at Shisho's request. So that means you could have left that fake dying message, right? What? Just because I wear perfume and know Owen? You think I'm a murderer? Oh, how could you? The witness is absolutely right. With no evidence but the distorted memories of a small child. It is outrageous of the defense to accuse this woman. That's right. You don't even have any proof. You may step down from the stand, Gairu. The defense does not have one scrap of evidence that connects you to the crime. Wait just 1 second. Oh, wait, 1 minute is what she said, I think. I may not have proof, but Owen's testimony is still... enough. Please feel free to leave, Gairu. Gairu. I think it's Gairu, not Gairu. But I'm so close, there must be something I can do. Well, if the prosecutor says it's okay, then I guess I'll be going now.
Silence.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Simon. You have saved my ass. Oh, this again? Hi, Gairu. You're an entertainer, aren't you? Once you go on stage, it's your duty to complete your performance, is it not? So what are you doing, leaving halfway through? Is he gonna pop a balloon? Oh. There's a bandage on Gairu's forehead. And since we know that Master Tornado's killer has a cut on their face somewhere... impossible. How did you know, Simon? I didn't. But I had to take a chance and see for myself. Otherwise, your theory would remain a groundless accusation. Yep. That's another double tap. Your Honor, Prosecutor Sadmardi. The scent of perfume and injury on the forehead... these things are completely consistent with Owen's testimony. In short, the mysterious individual Owen saw in the dressing room could have been Gairu. Miss Sykes. Does this mean you are formally indicting this witness for the murder of Taifu Tornado? Yeah. Should your accusation prove to be false, I hope you're prepared to pay the price in full. I'm prepared. Don't worry. It's fine. Simon, what price is he talking about? You'll die. I thought that should be obvious. Prosecutor Sadmonk is saying he'll see to it you never stand in a court of law again. Quite a gamble. I must say, though, he knows how to make a trial interesting. Just whose side are you on, Simon? Go on, then. Into the deep end with you. You really have but one choice anyway. Well, Miss Sykes, I'm waiting. With regards to the witness Gairu Tornado, the defense wishes to indict her. We're doing it. We're doing it. There's no reason for me to hold back. Not if I really believe in my client. The defense wishes to formally indict Gairu Tornado for the murder of Taifu Tornado. Damn! I've tried to be merciful, but now, not even your pleas will reach the Holy Mother's ears. You'll have plenty of time to regret your decision in the pit of hell. Except I won't need to. The person who murdered the victim was not Mr. Wet. Ooh! It was Gairu Tornado. That bandage is... just from a silly slip-up I made while cooking yesterday, that's all. What kind of extreme cooking were you doing to cut yourself on the forehead? Well, what can I say? That's what happened. You also don't have an alibi for the period before 4 PM, do you, Gairu? But I really didn't know anything was wrong until Shisho was found dead. If you don't believe me, then with a twisty twist twist... Oh god. And Bloon. There you have it, an adorable little kitty. How could you suspect a cutesy whittle balloon artist like me, Gairu, I've been meaning to say this for a while now, but... Could it be that you don't have an eye for balloon art? Ooh! Don't you think I know that? You didn't have to come out and say it. I'm the daughter of a great Rakugo artist. I never wanted to do stupid balloon art. I was supposed to be a Rakugo storyteller too, just like my late daddy. Oh. But Shisho told me to do balloon art instead. I guess the victim thought she had no talent as a Rakugo artist either. So you're still gonna suspect a poor little thing like me? Yep. Please stop trying to skirt the issue. It all comes down to the scent of perfume and the cut on your forehead. You and the culprit in Owen's testimony share these two traits. You're dead set on accusing me, aren't you? Well, here's what I have for naughty little girls like you, with a twisty twist twist. What is it? What the fuck? Oh damn. I'ma cut you, witch. Go ahead, make me testify all you want. When the truth's revealed, I'll be off to prison. It'll be your balloon or mine that goes pop. Got it? Jesus Christ, he looks like a serial killer. Oh my, is this yet another hidden personality? Simon, is everybody in the Tornado school like this? How should I know? Yep. Oh wow, okay. Her demeanor's changed entirely. What I did before the murder. I like how it makes a noise. Yeah, I visited the dressing room during that time to make a courtesy call after my act. Shisho and Owen were in there, but they were both snoring up a storm. I saw the note Shisho left, so I just left. Didn't want to disturb him, you know? The perfume Owen smelled must have been left over from when I visited. Well, that was quick. Alright. The Gairu's saying she went into the dressing room but then left right away. Don't take her at her word. Come on, do you really think I would? I'm just trying to figure out how to get her to talk about what really happened. Now then, Miss Sykes, you may proceed with your cross-examination. Let's do it. We're in like the last section. It's still a fairly long case. What I did before the murder. Yeah, it'll probably be about just over 3.5 hours, I would say. I visited the dressing room during that time to make a courtesy call after my act. Courtesy call after your performance, huh? Come to think of it, Uendo mentioned making the same kind of visit. Yeah, a visit to your master before and after your routine. That's just common courtesy with us Rakugo artists and entertainers. So that means you paid the victim a courtesy call before your performance too, right? What did you see at that time? He was having a drink and getting himself into a festive mood. He liked to say that drinking gave him a silver tongue. So he was already drinking by then. Uendo wasn't there in the dressing room yet at that time. He must have gone in there during my act, because when I went back... See, this is what I mean, it all flows pretty well. Shisho and Owen were in there, but they were both snoring up a storm. Could you describe how they appeared? They were both stretched out on the floor, snoozing away. So sitting the victim up and over at the table must have been the culprit's doing. After all, who wouldn't stretch out on the floor if they could take a nap? Or if they could take a nap. Plus that matches up with what Owen said in his testimony. But if he was asleep, how could you tell it was Owen? How did you know it wasn't Uendo? I've known the guy for ages. One look at his face and I know which one I'm dealing with. I see. I mean, that's fair. Fairly obvious. I saw the note Shisho left, so I just left. Didn't want to disturb him, you know? Okay. Tell me more. Where did you find your master's note? I don't know. Can't remember. Wow. Did you notice anything else unusual? Or out of place in the room? Well, there was the sake and a half-eaten manju on the table. But I didn't see anything else out of place, or whatever in the room, though. Oh, is that a fact? Of course it is. What do you think? You didn't change anything around while you were in there. I didn't do anything. Look, I'm telling you. The cards. I didn't see anything funny near Shisho. I didn't touch anything in the room. Your baldness, I request that statement be added to Gyru's testimony. Simon, what's a statement like that going to do for us? Just playing along and you'll see soon enough. I have no problem with adding that to the testimony, but how about you, Miss Sykes? I have no problem with it either, Your Honor. What is Simon thinking? She said she didn't move anything. Didn't see anything funny near Shisho. Didn't touch anything in the room. But the cards!
Objection!
Yeah, the cards. Gyru, you said that you didn't notice anything odd or unusual near your master. You also said you didn't touch anything in the dressing room. That's right. What about it? Then I wonder who left that dying message with the Karuta cards. What are you going on about? It had to have been that bookie. Sorry, but that's not possible. Because only 3 people knew of Uendo's personalities. Uendo, your master, and you. Oof. If Bookie had left that Karuta message, he wouldn't have spelled out Owen, he would have spelled out Uendo. What it boils down to is this. As a member of the Tornado School, you, Gyru Tornado, are the only one who could have left that dying message. And as the person who left that message, it's clear that you are Master Tornado's killer. Oh dear. Will you ever quit your yapping? Oh, I can't wait for that to pop. You are like wretches clinging to the spider thread of salvation. Allow me to cut that holy thread from the heavens and bring you back down to earth. Would you quit butting in whenever things start to go my way? Oh. Every time he does that, cuts off the music. Silence, child. Playtime is over. What did you just say? As the witness stated, she went into the dressing room and soon came back out again. But the victim's note was not the only reason she left him with such haste. There was another reason that compelled Gyru to leave at once. Gyru, would you please relate said reason to the court? There was a reason why Gyru had to leave the dressing room? Well, I didn't want to show you this, but I guess I got no choice. Whoa. Keep your eyes peeled, because here it comes. What? Ew. Gross. Your hand is all swollen and red. What happened, Gyru? If you must know, I'm allergic to buckwheat. What? What? Oh. Shite. Allergic reactions to buckwheat can vary, though they're usually on the severe side. With Typhoon Tornado making soba noodles in his dressing room, Gyru is lucky to still be alive, considering all the soba flour that was swirling in the air. Good thing I left pretty quick. I managed to escape with just a mild reaction. But I touched Shisho as he was being carried away, and look what it did to my poor hands. Must have been soba broth on his clothes or something. If I'd inhaled any of that soba flour, I'd have had a seizure, and it'd have been good night, Gyru. Never could have stayed in that dressing room for very long. A person allergic to buckwheat couldn't be in a room with soba flour in the air. And certainly couldn't use soba dough as a murder weapon either. This isn't good. You knew it would come to this, didn't you? That's why you never mentioned her allergy. As if it would do as if I would do anything so underhanded. I was simply trying to protect the privacy of this witness. I'm sick of all these accusations. Why don't I just testify and get it all out in the open, yeah? Do it. I do like that. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Where is it? There it is! Gyru's buckwheat allergy. It still makes noise. If I come into the slightest contact with buckwheat, I get an allergic reaction. With that much soba flour in the air, that room could have literally killed me. Look at my hand, just touching Shisho's body caused this much damage. There must have been soba broth on his clothes. So I never could have committed that murder in the dressing room. Ooh, so you killed him somewhere else. Ah. I still can't believe it. Nobody told me she had a sober allergy. Did you know, Simon? Does it look like I knew? Protect the privacy of the witness, my foot. What dirty trick. Now what do we do? There's only one thing to do. Put Prosecutor Sadmonk to shame with your cross-examination. Right. No matter how small, I'll find us an opening and break her testimony down. Does that basically just mean press everything? Whoosh. Her buckwheat allergy. If I come into slight contact with buckwheat, get an allergic reaction. You're not lying about this sober allergy of yours, right? Of course not. I swear on the grave of my father up in heaven. Okay. I can even get you a doctor's certificate if you want. She seems to be telling the truth. I've had this allergy for as long as I can remember. But I never dreamt in a million years it'd clear me of murder. Will it though? And you'll come out of this smelling like a delicate buckwheat flower to boot. Well said, Your Honour. With that much sober flour in the air, that room could have literally killed me. Was he making? I don't even know if he was making it, or making that, or if he was making something else. I'll give you that there was quite a bit of flour scattered about in that dressing room. But you went in to pay your respects to your master regardless, right? Yeah, but like I said, I came right back out. I mean, the sober making tools were right there. You better believe I was careful not to breathe any of it in. But you still could have committed this crime if you'd held your breath while doing it. Don't be ridiculous. I would have suffocated to death before Shisho did. Yeah, I guess you're right. Jeez, get a grip, will ya? Look at my hand! Touching Shisho's body caused this much damage. You poor thing. Maybe there's a twist here. Like you're actually allergic to dogs and not sober. You kidding? Bring my little Jugemu in here. I'll hug and squeeze him like there's no tomorrow. I'm telling you, I have a genuine, honest-to-goodness sober allergy. Defense, the witness clearly has an authentic allergy to buckwheat. Any further deliberation on the matter would be meaningless, pointless, worthless. You heard the man, lawyer girl. And another double tap. Alright, fine. I'm just starting to think the same thing myself. Doesn't mean I have to like it, though. I probably got this allergic reaction on my hand here because I took Shisho. Yeah, he had sober broth on him. Must have been sober broth on his clothes. I have a question about that, actually. If you're allergic to soba, does that mean you're allergic to the noodle broth too? Well, the buckwheat from the noodles can dissolve into the broth, so duh. Touching soba broth can be just as deadly for me. Don't you know anything? What an amateur. I'm sorry. Do I look like a doctor to you? Look. Anything that has soba in it, or anything that has touched soba, is like poison to me. So I never could have committed that murder in the dressing room. Yeah, which means you could have killed him somewhere else. So I just want to cover all of my bases, but could the murder have possibly occurred somewhere other than the dressing room? I guess that's a no. That is out of the question. By even asking, you show your complete disregard for all we've discussed until now. Yes, I have to agree. The defense can't go around suggesting new premises without basis. Unfortunately for you, Shisho didn't take a single step from his dressing room around the time of the murder. Well, that is unfortunate for everyone. Oh, we've done everything. Yay, we're in the final stretch. Ganru could not have possibly committed this crime in a room where soba was being made. And that is the end of that. Finally, the time has come for the last rites of the victim to begin. What would Mr. Wright do at a time like this? Auf geht's. There's only one thing to do. What are you smiling about? Has the pressure overwhelmed you? Nope. It's just the worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. I see. You have no rebuttal, and so the only thing left to you is to smile. Oh, I have something alright. That's where you're wrong. I do have a rebuttal. Do I? Turn your thinking around, Athena. Don't try to figure out how Gairu, who's allergic to soba, could have committed the crime. Figure out how Gairu could be in that room and not have an allergic reaction instead. Maybe rest? Huh, maybe if I were a lump of regular flour dough for udon noodles. It wasn't... Oh. It wasn't soba flour then. But I'm fresh like my soba. It's all about the three freshes. Buckwheat seeds fresh, cut dough fresh, boiled noodles fresh. Yep. So it wasn't soba dough. He blacked out. Again. We've seen that so much. Resting, do not disturb. It appears to have been written by the victim. Allow me to read it. Resting, do not disturb. Yeah, that's the note I saw. After reading that, who wouldn't think Shisho was napping? If you must know, I'm allergic to buckwheat. It's just showing me so many different things. Mon Dieu! What if that set of piece of evidence... Oh, the dough was resting. Shit, hang on. Wait, no, it was some... Oh, there we go. Rest. Maybe if I were a lump of regular flour dough for udon noodles. He wasn't making soba. Udon. What if that certain piece of evidence doesn't mean what we think it means? If that's the case, I might be able to prove that Gairu could have committed this crime. No matter how hard you search your mind, you cannot overturn facts. But I'm going to try. Well, Miss Sykes, if you have no further objections, I'll hand down my ruling. Nope, not yet. True, I can't overturn facts, but what if we got our facts about a piece of evidence wrong? Of course he'll do the head shake. No. Got our facts wrong? What are you talking about now? You'll find out. Which piece of evidence do you mean, Miss Sykes? Please point it out to this court. You asked. This evidence proves that Gairu could have killed her master, even with her soba allergy. Do-do-do-do. God, we have so little evidence. Jeez. It's Master Tornado's note. The note? Preposterous. What possible connection could there be between the witness's allergy and that note? The answer lies in the true meaning of this note. Its true meaning? This note does not mean I am resting, do not disturb, as we had assumed. But rather, it actually means this dough is resting, do not disturb it. Wait a minute, Athena. That doesn't make any sense. You're right, it doesn't. After all, as Bucky told us many a time, you don't let soba dough rest. What's all this jibber jabber got to do with anything? You'll find out. This is it, the home stretch. This note... Wait. This note and Mr. Wet's words have led me to the conclusion that Master Tornado was making udon noodles. Oh, did we not do that awesome, like, whoosh thing, where we get put on a line and we have to figure out what happened? That's my favourite part. Or one of my favourite parts. The victim, Typhoon Tornado, was not making buckwheat noodles. He was making ordinary udon noodles instead. Oh, conker. That layer of flour in the dressing room wasn't soba flour, but plain old wheat flour for udon. So actually, it was totally possible for Gairu to be in that room and kill her master. Oh, damn. What? But if that's true, it changes everything. Your Honor, the defense requests that the flour in the room be tested immediately. No need. But soba noodles were found in the bowl, and Gairu did have a reaction on her hand. How do you explain those things? Well... Even were it udon flour instead of soba, you still cannot prove Gairu committed the crime. But... Don't lose your nerve now. Keep charging forward or you'll feel my blade at your back. Enough with the threats already, I got it. Talk about pressure. Oh, here we go. Alright, Athena. Take a deep breath and go over everything again. Yes! Perfect. Okay. I did not think it was going to do this. I'm glad it did. I'm going to revisualize the case from start to finish. I have to find conclusive evidence that Gairu committed this murder. What was Master Tornado making in his dressing room? Soba, udon, or ramen? It was udon. Whoosh. Master Tornado was making udon. By my logic, Master Tornado must have been making udon noodles in his dressing room, but something at the crime scene indicates otherwise. What was found in the bowl at the table? Soba. There was soba in the bowl. Even though the master wasn't making soba, soba noodles were found at the scene. So that means the noodles had to have come from somewhere. Wait a minute, one mysterious serving of soba noodles. That sounds familiar. Where did the soba in the bowl... Wait. So, where did the soba in the bowl on the table come from? Oh, the master's... Yeah, he had a soba stock in the fridge. But he ran out. Like that was his last bowl. The soba noodles found at the scene were from the master's stock of uncooked noodles. But then why would the culprit go out of her way to cook that soba and put it in the bowl? Why did the culprit cook the soba noodles? To hide the dough. Cook the soba noodles and put them in the bowl. Wait, how would that hide the bow? The dough, not the bow. It's not because she likes soba. How would that hide it? The culprit wanted to hide the udon dough. Soba was found at the scene. So that means the culprit must have taken the udon with her to hide it. But why did the culprit take the udon away and hide it? It must have been because she killed him with the udon dough. That's obvious. Is this going to be the visualization? There we go. The murder weapon was udon dough. I love it. That's it. The udon dough was the real weapon used to kill Typhoon Tornado. And the reason why no weapon was found is because Gairu got rid of the dough somehow. Baked. I was going to say baked bread with it, but it's not like bread dough. The real murder weapon was the udon dough the victim made. If we can find this dough, that'll prove my theory correct. And undeniably prove Gairu's guilt. Even if we could find this dough, what makes you think that it would prove she is the one? Please recall Owen's eyewitness testimony, Prosecutor Sadmadi. If the injury on Gairu's forehead was caused by the victim's knife, then Gairu's blood must have dripped down onto the dough used as the murder weapon. That would make the dough pretty conclusive evidence, wouldn't you agree? Ah, but where is this conclusive evidence? Let us hear your theory on where this murder weapon is. Well, it's... I can't find the answer in the evidence I have on hand. Or if I can't find the evidence... the answer in the evidence we have on hand, we'll lose this trial. So how did Gairu get rid of the udon dough? Think, Athena, what do I have that points to the suspicious behaviour on Gairu's part? She gave it to the fucking dog. Now then, Miss Sykes, let's hear your answer. Where is the real murder weapon hidden? Nice barking you did there. I assume you have to bite it. You have the bite to back it up. Are you really? They literally put that there as a hint. Stop distracting me, especially not right now. This piece of evidence can point us to the location of the hidden murder weapon. It's buried in the yard. Simon's statement. Gairu. What is it? I'm just an innocent girl. I don't know anything about a murder. Stuff that cute act in your balloon hat. Oof. Gairu got rid of the dough she used to kill Master Tornado in a bold and daring way. She did it right in front of Prosecutor Blackwell's nose by feeding it to her dog. No! But he hid some of it. That's the best part, he didn't eat it all. Of course, now it all makes sense. I was puzzled as to why Gairu, who should know her own dog's eating habits, would feed Jugemu more than he could possibly finish. Your Honor, Please order an investigation of the yard right now. And what should the police at the theatre be looking for exactly? Jugeme must have buried his leftover dumplings somewhere around his doghouse. Dumplings that Gairu made out of the udon dough with her blood in it. Pop, pop, pop! Ah, it didn't pop. This is preposterous. I want to thank you, Simon. If you hadn't kept me going, I might have given up along the way. What are you blathering on about? You still have work to do. Now by your hand, finish this wretched case off, Athena. You got it. Gary, do you remember what you said would happen when the truth is finally revealed? When the truth is finally revealed, it'll be your balloon or mine that goes pop. Got it? Your balloon's about to go pop. Well, now the truth is out, and it looks to me like it's your balloon that goes pop. What? I was about to say, what's her breakdown? Oh yes! I love how that happens on every case. We get to see Prosecutor Sadmani get the shit kicked out of him by, some beads. Oh, she didn't have a breakdown. I'm a Rakugo artist. I was the one who was supposed to inherit the something. But then, Shisho... Oh dear. Is this really her breakdown? It's just balloons popping. Oh god. Oh, I was waiting for her chest to pop. Why are my balloons bursting? Daddy, are you mad at me? I've been a bad girl. Oh. They did pop! I knew it! Oh, wow, her chest popped. Oh, what? What the fuck? Was not expecting this, Jesus. Are you ready to tell us everything now, Gairu? The whole reason I entered the world of Rakugo in the first place was to follow in my father's wonderful footsteps and inherit his stage name. His stage name? You don't mean... Uendo Tornado. I know I wasn't very good at storytelling, but I thought that if I did the stupid balloon thing like Shisho wanted, I'd inherit the name someday. But Master Tornado gave the name to his junior disciple. Yeah. That's why I took my revenge on Shisho during the show celebrating the name succession. So that was your entire motive? I doubt anybody else could understand, but inheriting my father's name was everything to me. It was my whole reason for living. Of all the days you could have taken your revenge, why did you choose the day of the show? Because I wanted to pay Uendo back for stealing what was rightfully mine. I wanted to pin the blame on him at the show, where all the Tornado fans were gathered. But then Uendo tried to shift the blame onto Bucky Wet. And now we know the whole story. There's just one more thing I want to know. Did you know Master Tornado was making udon in his dressing room yesterday? No, I didn't. When I saw the soba making tools, I was worried about my allergy. But it was my only chance to get my revenge on the two of them, so I went ahead and did it. So it was all a premeditated crime, but in the end you only went through with it on impulse. Then the allergic reaction on your hand... Is it from touching the soba in the refrigerator with your bare hands? When you were tampering with the crime scene after your master's death? Yeah. By that time I wasn't clear-headed enough to worry about my allergy. Gairu, how could you do all this, you idiot? Gairu, I get your desire to inherit your father's name. Killing a... yeah. But what you really should have inherited from him wasn't his name, but his heart. His heart? Whoa. Do you have anything to add, Prosecutor Sadmadi? Any objections? No, Your Honor. Miss Athena Sykes? Yes, that's the first time he's used my name. I shall be sure to remember your name. Really? It seems he finally recognizes you as a proper adversary. Thanks. That's all I ask, Prosecutor Sadmadi. Looks like there are no further objections. Bailiff, please bring in the defendant. Is he still, like, 7 sheets to the wind? No, he's fine. Oh. Oh, good. It seems you have made a full recovery. Now then, this court finds the defendant, Bucky Wet, not guilty. Woo! Woo! Oh, my voice. Woo! There we go. I got my voice back. I can make high-pitched noises, like a fool. There we go. I beat him. Okay, I was wrong. It's been like nearly 4 hours, so pretty long trial. This court is adjourned. Bitches. Peace out. Boom, boom, boom. May 13th, 11:55 a.m. Defendant lobby number 6. Congratulations, Bucky. I'm so glad you were found innocent. Thanks for everything, Ms. Chickadee. But it still sucks that you're accused of a crime you didn't commit. Did Uendo have it out for you or something? I don't think so. Uendo said it was all a spur-of-the-moment idea he got when he saw the sober-themed cards. Simon, where have you been? I stopped in at Uendo's questioning. Only you, Bucky, could get framed for a crime on a whim. No way. I almost got convicted. Out of convenience? Well, at least you've been completely cleared of all charges, so buck up, Bucky. On a more important note, what I really want to know is, why didn't Master Tornado let Gairu inherit her father's name? What do you mean? On a more important note, Miss Chickadee? Oh, don't be such a wet blanket. Just go with the flow. Now come on. You think the Master was trying to encourage her to quit the entertainment business? Nah, that's not it. He didn't give the name to her because he wanted Gairu to find her own calling in life, to perform whatever she wanted without being bound to her by her father's name or Rakugo. Making udon was his way of showing his support for her in her new endeavour. So that's why he called you to the theatre, huh? To teach him how to make udon. Sheesh. A more roundabout way I've never seen, but that's Master Tornado for you. So this entire incident happened because of a misunderstanding. How sad. By the way, Gairu wasn't the only person Master Tornado was trying to cheer on, even though the person in question still seems unaware of the Master's intentions. What? You talking about me? Come on, no way. All the old man ever did was criticize my soba. That's not true, Bucky. There must be a way to make Bucky see just how much Master Tornado cared about him. Yes, the deed. The wet soba deed. Take a good look, Bucky. Whose name is on there as the holder of this title deed? It's still in my name. Master Tornado was just up to one of his tricks when he said he stole the shop from you. He was trying to force you to grow into a truly capable owner in your father's stead. He probably used the same tough love on you so that the shop wouldn't just go belly up. Oh, ooh. I see. I never knew. Oh, Master Tornado. I'm so sorry. Keep working hard, Bucky, and pay him back by living up to his expectations. Oh my god. Thanks, Simey. And you too, Ms. Jiggity. One day my soba's gonna be so good, it'll knock that old man's socks clean off. After all, I'm the 4th generation owner of Wet Soba. Wet noodle number 4. Well, I'd better be getting back to my shop. I gotta get ready for the lunch rush. Hold on. Could I place an order for delivery, Bucky? Yes, Miss Chickadee? Could you deliver a bowl of udon to Gairu on behalf of her master? You got it. I'll make sure it's got all the TLC Master Tornado would have packed in it too. Thank you. Well, see ya. Be sure to drop by the shop sometime. I will, and I'll bring the whole agency with me. Do us all proud, Bucky. I'll have the best soba in town waiting for you when you come. Peace out. Woo! It's nice to see somebody giving it their all, isn't it? I wonder if I leveled up any thanks to hit this case. Don't kid yourself. The trial would have been a spectacle and a half had I not been by your side. You don't know that. For a lawyer who's versed in psychology, you're too full of weak points. You need to learn to analyse yourself more objectively. Or you could just teach me your famous mind tricks, Simon. No. Way to shut someone down. Why not? Because the more pesky lawyers there are, the harder my job becomes. So it's in my best interest for you to remain green forever. Hey, what about what's in my best interest, huh? Besides, weren't you the one who had the wool pulled over your eyes by Uendo? Must you remind me? How could I have known Uendo would do Time Sober? Hey, speaking of Time Sober, I just thought of something funny. Oh goody, I can't wait. Okay, here it is. In Time Sober. Why didn't Mon number 9 get counted? Come on, do you know, Simon? How should I know? Because... oh my god. Oh my god, that's a shitty... that's such a stupid pun. Because 7, 8, 9. Ha ha ha. Thank you. I'll be here all week. Roll on the floor laughing. Oh my god. That I should have known. Come on, let's go get sober or something and go home. Your treat? I'll treat you to the 50% of the tab. And don't forget, you still owe me for that manju. Really, Simon? It wouldn't hurt for you to pay for me every once in a while, you know? Quit squawking and start walking, Athena. Oh, I love the dynamic them two have. That's great. Hey, wait for me. Oh man, what a case. Yeah, that was 4 fucking hours. Damn. I may still have a ways to go as a lawyer. But just like Mr. Wright, Apollo, and Simon before me, I'm going to get there someday. After all, I've inherited their passion for our courts and the law. J'ai something le faire. I can do this. Je peux. I don't know how you fucking... I don't know how you say that. Me not French. I can barely speak English, so, you know. There it is. Oh man, that was a good case. Short, but that was good. I'm just gonna continue to case 5, because I don't want to see it. Turnabout Revolution! We're watching it when I do the next session. Turnabout Revolution is massive. What the fuck?
It's time for a revolution!
That's far enough.
Who's there?
It is I, the Plumed Punisher, warrior of Neo Twilight Realm.
What the fuck? Oh.
Good people of Khura'in, we can't allow things
Oh,
to
it's
go
him.
on like this.
God, he voices so many characters. The father of
The
Nia.
Defense Culpability Act has done nothing.
He's the
but
one that did
produce
the intro
countless
of the
victims
game.
Of wrongful convictions. The time to act is now, for we, the Defiant Dragons, have obtained the ultimate weapon, the Founder's Orb.
That's Dirk, and that's what's his
And
face.
to the
I
Garenian
can't remember his name.
regime, make no mistake about it. I will personally dethrone you.
Ooh.
A dragon never yields, nor will he rest until his revolution is complete.
Damn. Wait, who do I play as? I would have to... I don't... Well, we're not Phoenix, because we're not in Khura'in, so I'm guessing I'm Apollo? Or I'm Athena? I'd probably be Apollo. Yeah. Turnabout Revolution. So that's the final case, and it's a doozy. It's huge. I think it's literally like a 12-hour case. It's ridiculous how fucking long it is. Regardless, that is going to be the end of this session. I think it was pretty good. I was hoping to get through Case 4 in one session. Didn't think it'd take 4 hours, but... only an Ace Attorney. Alright, but either way, that's going to be the end of the session. Thanks so much for watching, I hope you have enjoyed, and until next time, take care. And for those who stopped by the stream, thanks for stopping by, it's much appreciated. Have a good day, and I'll see you next stream.